So bro, you gotta tell me, who you gonna ask to go to prom? I'm already knowing you got all the options in the world being a star player. So let me know something.
Man, bro, I'm not gonna be at prom. I got real life bills I gotta pay and they is not getting no cheaper. So I ain't even gonna have the money to get a new suit or nothing. And I gotta work that day.
Aw, dang. I be forgetting you live by yourself. Man, don't even trip. It's probably gonna be lame anyway. You ain't gonna miss nothing. And then plus, you finna go D1. You probably gonna be at all the lit parties on campus anyway.
Boy, Dominique, I tell you, I'm sure gonna miss being your football coach and your teacher. Yeah, man, I mean, when you head off to college, it's gonna be borderline impossible to find another running back as dominant as you were. Makes me almost wish you had a little brother coming along or something. I mean, it's been no secret that you've been our best player for the last 4 years. And don't tell the class, but you're also my favorite student too. But hey man, when you get to college, don't be going all willy-nilly. I need you to be as sharp as you are now. The best student in the classroom and the best player on that field, with the hardest work ethic. You just stay true to yourself and you'll be all right.
Hey coach, I appreciate that for real. And you don't gotta worry, I'm gonna stay the same way I am now, just focused on the grind. And just know, even when I make it, I'm gonna always remember everybody that helped me. And you definitely one of those people. My name is Dominique Harper, and my life is all messed up. Well look, I got a few hours to kill until it's time for me to head to work, so I figured I could fill y'all in the meantime. Born and raised in Birmingham, Alabama, I grew up with my pops, DeMarcus Harper, and my mom, Yvette Harper, who unfortunately passed away when I was only 7 years old. Now, of course, this loss was devastating to everyone who knew her because she was the most high-spirited and positive woman you could ever meet. And as we all dealt with this loss differently, my dad definitely handled it the worst way he knew how. See, at this point, he would just want to be left alone every night and get sloppy drunk until eventually he'd fall asleep. And I was too young to understand, so I thought he was just sick. But one day, I felt like he was getting better because he promised to take me to the rec to go play basketball. I mean, I just remember finally feeling happy again for the first time in a long time. I was already thinking about the different moves I was finna pull out on the court, but before we could play, my pops had to get a day pass. And when it was time for him to pay, he realized he had left his wallet in the car. So he told me to wait while he had left to go grab it. Well, hours and hours and hours had passed by and still no sign of him. I was trying to do everything I could to think positive, but even to a 7-year-old kid, it became clear that he was not coming back. So out of concern, the lady working the desk ended up calling the cops. And a few more hours later, after notifying my family, my grandpa came up to the police station and got me. And just like that, he will become my new guardian. Now, my grandpa was real old school and he liked a lot of hands-on work. He didn't believe in paying anyone to do a job for him. Instead, he'd rather do it himself. And with me growing up under his roof, he made sure to instill that in me also. So from all the years that I lived with him is where I would gain my hard work ethic. It was the end of my 8th grade year when my grandpa would get real sick to the point where he was in and out of the hospital. And this is when he figured that he wouldn't be able to watch me and it would be better for me to stay with someone else. So from then on out, I would be living with my aunt Tamika and her no-good boyfriend Brandon. Now look, I figured I could manage because I'm only gonna be here for 4 years and then I'm off to college. But living here quickly became a nightmare. I mean, the whole crib was filled with nothing but toxic energy. All they would do was argue, drink, and smoke. Now I was always a good kid growing up, never in trouble. But it seemed like my freshman year, I really turned it up a notch. I was extra locked in. I was focusing on my schoolwork, getting my assignments turned in on time, making straight A's. And outside of school, I was doing anything to stay away from home. Anything that was positive, of course. So I figured I needed an extracurricular activity, so I started to get in shape so I could try out for my football team at my high school. And the rest was history, man. Just like that, I had found my new passion. Something I was good at and could see myself being the greatest. I mean, I was a straight beast out of the gate. At first, I wanted to try out for receiver, but I knew I had a lot of speed, and to be honest, I had a lot of built-up anger also. And I just felt like playing running back would give me the chance to run through people and release everything I've been holding in since I was a kid. So I quickly had changed my mind and decided to try out for a running back. And I mean, obviously, as y'all can see, that was the best decision I made. I mean, by the end of my freshman season, I had multiple D1 offers. And realizing that I had the chance to really change my life, football became my main focus. And consistently up until my junior season of high school, I was putting on a clinic, receiving offers from schools like Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Bama, man, you name it, I had it. But one summer evening going into my senior year, I overheard my aunt having a conversation.
I could care less about this boy. Do you think that I took him in out of the kindness of my heart? Because you are sadly mistaken. If I wasn't getting paid the whole time he's been here, he could have been on the streets for all I cared. He is not my son nor my responsibility. To be honest, he wasn't nothing but another paycheck.
Nah, don't get me wrong. I know me and my aunt ain't like buddy or nothing, but hearing her talk about me like that still broke my heart nevertheless. So that same day, without notice, I packed up and left. And maybe it wasn't the most logical thing to do to some of y'all, but I mean, to be honest, I had no regrets. Thankfully, my grandpa ended up getting me a car for my 17th birthday. I mean, it was nothing crazy, just a 2008 Camry. But for a little while, this would become my new home. I mean, I had nowhere else to go, so this is where I was sleeping and everything. And I would just take my showers in the locker room at the school. Now, even though I was making a way, I couldn't live like this for too long. And after filling out plenty of applications online, I finally got a call back. I was able to get me a cool little stocking job at Walmart, making $14 an hour. And I know it don't sound life-changing, but for me, it definitely was. Now, of course, I was working part-time because as y'all know, I got school and I'm a student athlete. But after saving up enough checks, my next step was the biggest step I had made yet. Since I was under the legal age to live on my own, I had to go to court in order for me to get emancipated. For those of y'all who don't know what that is, basically your guardian signs papers allowing you to live on your own. And in my case, it would be my aunt signing the papers. And since she ain't want me there anyway, it was no problem for her to sign them. So after pleading all my reasons that I need to live on my own to the judge, she then let me know that I could do so. And a few weeks later, I was moving into my own spot. Now, like I said earlier, I'm only making $14 an hour, working part-time. So, of course, my crib ain't that pretty. I had no money for furniture or nothing. So, I've been sleeping on a mattress on the floor since I've been here. Now, y'all can look at the apartment and tell it's ran down, but, I mean, it's better than sleeping in my car, at least to me. And I only gotta lay here getting bid up for a few months anyway until I graduate. So, I think I can make it. My senior season of football finally rolled around, and don't get me wrong, I was still putting up some decent numbers, but if I'm being honest, everything took a slight decline. Still doing my thing, but I wasn't as productive as I was my first 3 seasons of high school football. I didn't lose any offers, but some of those schools did start showing less interest, barely reaching out to me like they used to do, and it became clear that they probably moved on or they didn't feel like I was that same threat. And the reason it seemed like I took a step back was because at first, like I said, football was my main priority, but now that I'm living on my own, it's hard to give all my time to one thing, especially when I got a job. But I still been trying to do the best I can to try to balance it out. Like for example, even outside of school, I've been hitting the gym heavy. Every slight bit of free time I get, this is where I'm at putting in work. And then came decision day, man, where I finally decide which college I'm gonna go to. Now, sadly, after me slowing down like I told y'all, I wouldn't be going to no 5-star program anymore because they're now uninterested. So my top 3 schools was OSU, Kansas, and Georgia Tech. Yes, sir, y'all boys, man. Y'all see it. Your boy is now a Kansas Jayhawk. Finally landed out here in Kansas, and compared to where I came from, the spot they put me in is luxury. Yeah, man, I could get used to this. I'm enjoying it already. But this is not what we out here for. We out here to put in that work. But to my surprise, I came in as a 3rd halfback on the depth chart. But pretty early, I was able to compete for the halfback 2 position. And as y'all can see, I proved myself enough and I won that with no problem. And on the 4th week of the season, I was able to compete once again, but this time for halfback 1. And yes, sir, man, your boy is not a starting halfback taking on West Virginia in week 4. Let's get it, y'all boys. Hey, look, y'all know this a big moment for your boy. I just won that starting halfback position, and I'm not trying to lose it in the first game of the season. So I got to prove to coach that he made the right decision, and I plan to do nothing less. And as I said before, we are up against West Virginia. My first handoff in college football goes straight into a brick wall. I try to make something work, but it don't. 3rd and 2, in order to keep the drive going, I try to bend that corner, but I do not get near enough. He is stopped short of the line. Score is now 3-3. QB's gonna go my way in the flat. I cut up field, get past some defenders, and pick up some much-needed yards. Very next play, right outside the 10, I got my mindset on 6. Going head up with the safety, I hurdle, bro, and get into that end zone for my first touchdown of my career. Stop playing, man. First touchdown is a complete highlight. I hurdled the mess out of bro. Score is now 6-10 and we up. Coming out of the backfield, the quarterback gonna go my way. I get past that 30 and keep my feet moving for extra yards. Third quarter, I currently got 19 rushing yards, but that B gap is wide open, and I'm able to make something shake out of this one. Very next play, I get some good blocking in the front, taking it to the outside, and I'm able to pick up a gain of 6 before being brought down. Another outside handoff. This play almost got blown up, but thank God I'm fast. Broke out of a tackle before stepping out of bounds. Before you know it, we facing a 3rd and goal outside the 10. My fullback and right tackle is doing a great job of blocking, allowing me to get enough space to get into that end zone for my 2nd of the season, man. Up 17-6 late in the 3rd quarter. A simple draw play. I break out of 1 tackle and pick up a good amount of yards before being brought down. Haven't really been able to break one for a huge amount of yards, but I keep consistently finding some open spaces, picking up a gain of 9 right here. Inside the 10, coach want to put the ball in my hands, and I get us another touchdown, man. What a debut for me. Your boy is balling out, I can't lie. And just like that, we go 4-0, beating West Virginia with the final score being 27-6. I finished the game with 117 rushing yards off 28 attempts and 3 touchdowns.
No doubt about it. They made the play.
Right back at home wearing our brand new alternates. Coming off a good game, but I'm looking to go out here and make a real statement. And we are up against Cincinnati. 2nd and 7, coming out the backfield. I wish he would have hit me in stride. But regardless, I do make the catch, cutting upfield, breaking out of a tackle before being brought down outside the 50. 4th and 2, man, and coach got all the trust in me, and I do not let him down, breaking off for a big gain, getting us that 1st down and more. Very next play, my O-line is doing a great job at blocking. I got a wide open gap, and I'm going to take full advantage. Coming out the backfield again, QB got his eyes on me, and he going to throw a bad pass. I'm not going to lie, I did call for it, so it low-key is my fault, but at the end of the day, he the quarterback. They go up 7-0 with 20 seconds left in the 1st quarter. I'm breaking out of 1 tackle, keeping my feet moving and fighting for some extra yards, picking up a gain of 8. 30 inches trying to fight for that 1st down, but I get stopped short. They go up 14-0. A-gap is wide open. I get past 1 defender and pick up a gain of 10 before being brought down. Trying the right side again, and I get some more good blocks, picking up 2 back-to-back 10-yard gains.
Well, obviously the offense went.
Minute left in the half, still trying to find our 1st points of the game. Again, the O-line is blocking to perfection, giving me some room to pick up some big yards. 1st and goal, running to the outside and cutting it back in. I nearly get into that end zone, but I'm stopped right outside. On the 3rd and goal, we going with a screen pass. It's going to go my way. I get caught up on my defender, but I'm able to break loose and get a touchdown, man. Scoring our first 6 points of the game. 3rd quarter, and Cincinnati goes up 21-7, but I've been shredding them boys on the ground, and I do it once again, picking up over 20 yards. The score is now 28-14 with 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Coming out the backfield again, I don't know what the defense was doing, but I am wide open all the way downfield for a huge reception. Sadly, we didn't score, but we got the ball back with a minute left in the 4th quarter. And once again, I'm left wide open. QB delivers a dot my way, and we get into that end zone again. Not going to make much of a difference, but at least it was a nice play. So we would go on to lose for the 1st time this season, with the final score being 28-21. It was hard on everybody, but the season ain't over. We got a lot of games to play. And I finished this game with 88 receiving yards and 107 rushing yards off 17 attempts, with 2 touchdowns on top. And as y'all can see, this performance was well enough for me to win the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week. With a 4-1 record, we are now stepping into the home of the UFC night, looking to go out here and get things right back on track. My first handoff for the game, and I put in a whole lot of work breaking tackles to only pick up a gain of 1. Lined up in the slot on the very next play, this is a complete bust by the defense, letting me get wide open. I break out of 1 tackle, 2 tackles, getting past that 20, that 10, and making my way into the end zone for my first of the game, man. Let's get it. And before y'all start getting skeptical, yes, man, we are playing on Heisman difficulty as always. So we up 7-0, UFC does not score. My second handoff of the game is complete night and day from my first one, picking up some big yards. 4th and 2, and with me in the backfield, coach feel good with our chances. As y'all can see, he made the right decision with me picking up a gain of 13. Very next play, we got an outside handoff, but I'm cutting it back inside, slipping out of 1 tackle, picking up another huge chunk of yards, man. Let's go. Trying to put the ball into the air, I'm fading out to the end zone. At the top of my route, I end up coming back to the ball. He gonna throw a dot my way. I thought I caught it with a foot in, but it's gonna be short. Slot receiver starting off in motion. The score is now 10-14. I'm coming out the backfield once again, trying to get us in the field goal range before half, and I do so. But by the third quarter, the game is tied up 17-17 as I break out of one tackle and fight for a gain of around 13. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to like this angle better because I can see the field more. And as y'all can see, man, I break another one loose for a nice gain.
When you can generate explosive plays by running the football, you gotta fight.
3rd and 5 later that drive, and I'm open. QB's gonna deliver my way, and y'all see I'm fighting for that extra yards, trying to get that first, and I do. 4th quarter, the score is now tied 24-24. Trying to put a slow, methodical drive together as I grab 10 yards. Read option, and Jalen Daniels is gonna keep it instead of handing it off to me. And at the worst time of the game, he gonna fumble the rock. Defense recovers, and they get a good return out of it. Going back to a play that we like to run heavy, I'm coming out of the flat again. Not sticking to my route. I'm just getting open, trying to get inside field goal range, and I do. Hopefully we can just tie this game up with 5 seconds left. But we had no timeouts left, causing us to lose our 2nd game in a row by 3. But I had a huge productive day, finishing with 140 receiving yards, 172 rushing yards for 27 attempts, and 1 touchdown. Right back on the road, and we trying to stay away from turning this into a losing streak. We done already lost 2 games back-to-back. And as y'all can see, we are up against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. We get started on our first drive. This is our 2nd drive. QB handed off to me. I'm getting shifty, but I end up fumbling the rock. The first fumble of my college career, and the defense is going to recover it.
I love those smashes where you can hear it up here. Goodness gracious, you can.
And I'm not going to lie, seeing them celebrate the turnover pissed me off. But it's all good because we're going to get it back in blood. They go and score a field goal. But my very next handoff, man, I told y'all I was going to get it back in blood, and look what I do. Breaking into the open field, and ain't nobody going to catch me, man. Putting us on the board for our first 6 of the game. A 73-yard touchdown, man. Let's get it. 2nd and 3, and I definitely like this angle a lot more. I can see the field a lot better as I get past that first level of defense and break off for a huge game, being brought down past that 50. Few plays later, we putting that ball in the air. I get behind that first level of defense and sit in the middle. QB throws a dot my way. I run right through that safety and get past that 10.
Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
Well, the offense is humming now, and you're seeing.
3rd quarter, the score is now 10-3. I'm lined up on the outside. I got to get up to make this catch, and I do, getting us at a 1st and goal. 3rd and goal, I get my number called again, and I get us into that end zone, capping this drive off with another touchdown.
He noses his way into the end zone.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more.
Up 17-3 with a minute left in the 3rd quarter. QB goes my way again. I see a lot of open field, and I take full advantage, trucking another defender, but he's able to nudge me out of bounds. A few plays later, sneaking out the backfield, he's going to deliver a dot to me across the middle, and I'm able to keep my legs moving and get into that end zone, stretching out that lead against Texas Tech. So we finally get things back on track with the final score being 27-10. The boy's starting to get comfortable, and it shows with 142 rushing yards off 22 attempts and 3 touchdowns, averaging almost 7 yards per carry.
They made the play.
8th game of the season, rocking that all black, looking like we mean business, and that's because we do, man. We facing our in-state rivals. Yes, indeed, we are up against Kansas State. My first handoff of the game gets shut down after a gain of 2, and before you know it, we walking off the field after a failed 3rd down. Kansas goes down and scores, and on the 3rd and 2 again, I end up taking the handoff this time, getting that first down with ease, breaking out a tackle before being brought down outside the 50. Very next play, we got an inside handoff again, almost get blown up, but I'm able to pick up 6 out of this one. But then my boy Jalen Daniels is going to drop back and throw a complete dot to the defense, giving them the ball right back. And at the end of the 1st quarter, the score is 14-0. Start of the 2nd quarter, look at the left tackle doing some great blocking, man. I get some open space and turn it into a big game. Coming out the backfield, Jalen Daniels ain't going to waste no time giving it to me. I run right past that linebacker, pick up some good yards before being pushed out of bounds before that 20. Pay attention to the balance, man. This would have been blown up if I didn't have great balance, and I'm able to break out of it and pick up a gain of 9. Finally, at a 3rd and goal, he handed the ball off to me, and I get us our first 6 of the game. But they go down and score again, making it 21-7. But as y'all can see, I'm slicing and dicing through that line, picking up a big gain of 20. Jalen faking the handoff and checking it down to me, and I'm able to cut loose and get us a gain of 10. Coming out the flat again, he gonna deliver my way. And y'all see I got a lot of open space. I'm gonna run straight through that safety again for another touchdown, man. Let's go. I told y'all this is how I release my stress. Third quarter now, and the score is 21-14. Looking to even this game out. I have been killing them on the ground game, and I do it once again, almost getting into that end zone. Second and goal, and I don't know how they have not caught on yet, but I get another touchdown for a quick and easy pitch and catch. They go down and kick a field goal, making it 24-21. I currently have over 100 yards in both receiving and running. And y'all hear the atmosphere is going crazy, man. After taking off for another huge run.
Because with the score what it is right now, everything is at your disposal.
First play coming back from the 2-minute warning. We threatening inside the red zone. I do get enough to get us a first and goal, but I'm not getting into that end zone just yet. But Jalen Daniels will throw a dot to the tight end, getting us a touchdown and giving us that lead. But sadly, in the Sunflower Showdown, man, we ended up leaving them boys too much time on the clock, and they turned that time into points, scoring another touchdown, giving them the win. And with that, we would take another loss for our third time this season. But as for me, I finished the game with 114 receiving yards and 148 rushing yards for 3 touchdowns. And with that performance, I ended up winning Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week again for my second time. Now look, life in Kansas so far has been nothing short of exciting. And as y'all know, I was dead broke. Like when I had left Alabama for college, I had around $200 to my name. But it seemed like as soon as I got on campus, I immediately had money falling in my lap. Apparently, when you're a highly anticipated recruit coming out of high school, those endorsement deals be waiting on you. So even though I showed up on campus broke, that did not last long at all. Now back on the football side of things, I've been performing at a higher level than many people expected, especially as a freshman. And in no time, I soon became the talk around town. Everybody referred to me as the next big star. And now that I got a little bread, I felt like it was only right for me to live up to that title. Now, most people would advise me to take care of my money and save it. But just for a second, put yourself in my shoes. I mean, I was just living out of my car. And after that, I moved into basically a trap house. And in order for me to take over the role of a superstar, I had to make some quick adjustments and upgrades. So there I was at the mall. I felt like it was smart for me to update my wardrobe first. Yeah, I wanted people to see me, and even if they don't know who I am, they just know I'm important. Now, y'all name one celebrity that don't got a chain. Exactly, there ain't none. And if I was gonna be taken serious, I would have to give me some ice. So Icebox was the first place I went. But on second thought, after seeing those price tags that look like phone numbers, I quickly realized that the chain could wait. I mean, yeah, the brand deals pay pretty good, but not this good. So either I buy a new chain and start for a few months, or just wait until I got it like that and maybe go get one from one of those booths in the middle of the mall. The next store I visited was Dior. Now, when I used to live with my grandpa, every once in a while he would give me the new J's. But I've never owned any designer. But again, if I want to be taken serious, I gotta be seen rocking high fashion. But after trying on a few fits, man, I just realized it was not me. This just wasn't my style, and I sure wasn't finna spend 5 bands on a fit I don't even like. Now, after 2 failed attempts, I decided to just go to a store that I'm familiar with, which was Foot Locker. And finally, I found some stuff that I liked. And to make things even better, I knew it wasn't gonna break the bank. Now, after spending around $700 and some change, I finally felt like my wardrobe was upgraded. And I'm glad I didn't blow all my bread because I had bigger fish to fry. If y'all remember from my last episode, I told y'all that my grandpa got me a 2008 Camry. And if I'm gonna be a true superstar, I cannot be caught riding around in this. So I did use a chunk of that money for a down payment on a new whip. Yes, sir, man. Your boy is not riding around in the 2022 Dodge Charger Hellcat. And I ain't gonna lie, this is probably my best upgrade yet. And last but not least, man, most star players got a loyal queen by their side. You know, like LeBron and Savannah, Steph and Aisha, Travis Hunter and... never mind. But y'all know what I mean, and thankfully I met a 10 out of 10 on campus. Her name is Azaria. She a senior, and as y'all know, I'm a freshman. But that's all good, cause all that means is that she more mature. And I ain't trying to sound delusional or nothing, being that we barely know each other, but I feel like she got real potential on being the one for me. Now that I'm living like a superstar in my everyday life, there's only one more thing left for me to do, which is to go out on that field and play like one. And judging off of how I've been performing here lately, that shouldn't be too hard of a task for me. 8th game of the season with a 5-3 record, we're up against Oklahoma State. Now look, man, I advise y'all to watch all the games because y'all know I'm a walking highlight. First play of the game, we starting off with a jet sweep with me taking the touch pass. Would y'all look at the way they blocking for your boy, man? Look at that. First play of the game, we taking off for a huge run. Trucking the defender before being brought down past that 20, man. Let's get it. Very next play, I'm coming out the backfield and Jalen Daniels is going to go my way. I got one person to beat. I put my shoulder into his chest, but he's able to get me down. 3 plays back-to-back with the ball in my hands, and this time I'm able to get into that end zone for our first touchdown of the game, making it look easy against that Oklahoma State defense.
Really wanted to turn the page after losing their last game, so how about...
Let's go ahead and get this out the way, man. Yes, we are on Heisman. OSU does not score. I'm cutting through that A-gap with ease, getting us inside the red zone, plus more. Being brought down 2 yards short.
All the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone.
And obviously this
But we get backed up a little bit, facing the 3rd and goal. I'm open in the middle for another touchdown, man. Let's go.
Touchdown, Jayhawks.
Starting another drive off in great field position. OSU still hasn't scored. I'm running through defenders, picking up good yards. Score is now 20-0. We're up big with a minute left in the half. And y'all see I'm lowering my shoulder, putting people in the dirt. Now this is what you call a grown man run. Running through everybody for a big game.
27. They can't stop the clock, and this is a first down.
21 seconds in the half. We are now inside the red zone, and I'm going to put a cap on this drive, scoring my 3rd touchdown of the game.
To the house. Touchdown, Kansas.
3rd quarter now, and this game is basically wraps with the score being 27-0. But I do not slow down, breaking more tackles for another good game. And after scoring again, coach took out the starters for the rest of the game, and we were able to shut out OSU with the final score being 37-0. I had a real good day with 132 receiving yards and 115 rushing yards for 3 touchdowns. Coming off a huge win, we couldn't feel no better going up against Arizona.
Don the red and blue.
Arizona starts off with the ball but doesn't score. My first handoff of the game goes for a good 13 yards. Moving down that field slowly but surely. My second rush of the game, I hit the outside and I see a whole lot of green grass. Run through that blue jersey, getting past that 10 before I step out.
Wrestled out of bounds.
Much like our last game, we got on that board quick on the first drive with me running the ball in for our first touchdown of the game.
Touchdown, Rock Chalk.
Arizona still don't score, and I know what to expect when that receiver start off in motion. I'm coming out the backfield, and Jalen throws a dot my way for a huge gain.
Thrown ball, terrific catch, and they'll have the first down.
Before you know it, we inside the 5 at a 3rd and goal, and I get my second touchdown of the game.
This running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
and the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. You want to continue.
Up 14-0 against Arizona. That A-gap is wide open off the handoff. I take full advantage, and ain't nobody going to be able to lay a finger on me as I make my way into the end zone for a huge rushing touchdown, man.
End zone. Touchdown, Rock Chalk Jayhawks. They want to finish the season.
Very next drive, the score is now 21-0. My center is doing some great blocking. That A-gap is open again. Taking off for another huge run, and we get into that end zone for my 4th of the game. Hey, man, I'm feeling unstoppable right now.
With that trip to the house.
I think there were a lot of doubters that wondered how this
3rd quarter, and we finna nearly put up 200 rushing yards. I take off for another big game, breaking tackles, being brought down a yard short. We are now up 31-0. I don't even know why coach got us in, but look at that stiff arm, bro, went flying. But I'm breaking tackles and getting us that first down on the 3rd and long.
The first guy couldn't get him, but the second one.
Jalen Daniels is going to throw another dot to me out the backfield. I'm going to truck one defender, but he's able to get me out. Down inside the red zone, I'm just looking to get open, and I do. For my 5th overall touchdown and my first receiving touchdown of the game.
Kansas. Quick strike through the air for the score. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
Another shutout victory. The final score ended up being 38-0. And I had my breakthrough game this season with 247 rushing yards for 5 touchdowns.
It's like how many? How many can I win by?
All right, y'all boys, we stepping into some real competition now. We up against Iowa State. Y'all know they always a good team, and this time they rank. But if y'all take a look, we are now also ranked at number 21 with a 7-3 record, and Iowa State has the same record, ranked number 18. Very next play, coming out the flat, Jalen gonna look my way. I bring that one in, slip out of one tackle before being brought down for a gain of 6. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd down. At a 3rd and 2, I'm lined up against that linebacker, which is what we like to see, and I get that first down and more. Starting this game off looking more like a receiver than a halfback. QB gonna look for me again and deliver a dot my way. I truck one defender before being brought down inside the 20. 2nd and 10, I got my mindset on 6. I see a crease and I get pretty close before being brought down. 3rd and goal after being stopped short twice. Finally getting to that end zone for our first of the game.
We need touchdowns, and that's a great job executing down here near the goal line.
Iowa scores a field goal, and on this next drive, I'm trying to block, but I get knocked down. And when I get back up, I accidentally call for the ball. He throws it my way. It winds up being fumbled, and I can't recover it, but the defense does. Luckily, they don't score, and it's still 7-3. Yeah, I seen I can run people over, but I also get shifty, snatching 2 ankles. The way I refuse to go down need to be studied, man. Spinning out of 1 tackle, spinning out of 2, breaking the 3rd tackle before being brought down. Putting together a good drive. I'm able to get away from 1 off the handoff, find the crease and take off, bulldoze my way to a gain of 9. Facing the 4th and goal, and coach want to go for it, but we keep it simple, coming at the backfield for an easy pitch and score. Iowa State doesn't score. We trying to stretch that lead before halftime. With 20 seconds left, he throw a dot my way, get us at that 30. Very next play, we going with the handoff. I'm slicing and dicing through that defense, picking up some good yards on the ground before being brought down. 3rd quarter now, and the score is 17-6. I managed to get past 2 tackles and take off and get past that 20. 3rd and goal, they're going to put the ball in my hand, looking to convert that 1st down, but I'm 2 yards short. Now up 20-6. Iowa State is having trouble scoring, but we moving the ball down the field, as y'all can see. They're throwing another down my way for a huge gain. A few plays later, we going with the RPO. Instead of the handoff, he throws it off somebody's helmet, and it winds up getting intercepted. They did score, but thankfully they did not have enough time. We drain out the clock and win the game. The final score being 20-13. Finish this game with 121 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
I think there were a lot of eyeballs watching this.
Getting into our last games of the season, man, 12th game. We are currently ranked number 15 going up against Utah. First drive of the game, I'm leaking out the flat. Jalen Daniels is going to throw a pass my way. Take off with a full head of steam, trucking 1 defender before being brought down right outside the 40. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and 3. I'm taking my 3rd handoff of the game. Easily get past that 1st down, breaking tackles on my way to a huge gain. Again, with me coming out the flat, he gonna throw another pass my way for a touchdown, giving us that early lead. Sneaking out the backfield again, that safety got to make a decision. I'm wide open, but he gets hit as he throws. So the pass is short and then winds up getting intercepted. They capitalize off of that turnover, going down and tying the game up 7-7. I'm slipping through tackles and picking up another big gain. Headed straight to the end zone on the go route out the backfield. And without me calling for it, he gonna throw it my way, and it winds up getting intercepted for his 2nd of the game. And to make matters worse, nobody on the offense gonna get a finger on him, and he makes his way back for a pick 6. After throwing 2 interceptions and 1 of them being a pick 6, coach still wants Jalen to put the ball in the air, and he does going my way, being brought down just outside of the 40. 2nd and 20, that defense is going to get to the quarterback real easy, and Utah is giving us a problem, I can't lie. Facing the 3rd and 17, I was supposed to stay fading out to the right, but instead I cut back inside, and I'm able to get us that 1st down and keep this drive going. And y'all know it was only a matter of time before I broke one. Some great blocks, man. I take off down a wide open seam and get to that end zone, tying this game up.
Nice job putting the drive together. Nice job punctuating the end.
3rd quarter, and they're now up 21 to our 14. I'm coming out the slot, and he gonna hit me on the slant for a 1st down. 2nd and 9, leaking past my O-line. The QB gonna hit me on the check down, and I get that 1st down and more. But before you know it, we facing the 3rd down. Again, I'm the quarterback safety valve just getting open to pick up that 1st down, and that's exactly what I do. Down inside the red zone, facing another 3rd down with seconds left in the 3rd. I'm gonna squeeze my way into that end zone and tie the game up again.
And they take it in for 6 more points.
2 minutes left in the 4th. They're now up a field goal with the score being 24-21. This whole thing ain't just about me, man. Look at my tight end making a huge play when it mattered most. Very next play, they gonna hand the ball off to me, taking the C gap, cutting to the outside. Oh my gosh, look at that stiff one, fighting my way into the end zone. And all I do is produce highlights, man. Stop playing with your boy.
And this is a running back, guys, that gets better as
Sorry, man, we're gonna have to watch that replay again. The stiff arm was crazy. We lifted him off the ground, man. Stop playing. Up 4 points with a minute left in the 4th quarter. We are facing the 3rd and 7, and I'm able to convert that 1st down, trying to close this game out. And after fighting hard against a real good team, and we finally get that win with the final score being 28-24. And as y'all just watched, man, your boy balled out with 137 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns.
the season didn't go exactly how they wanted it to go, but
Last game of our regular season, and as y'all can see, we are up against the Baylor Bears, as we are now ranked number 11. Our first drive, we end up facing the 3rd and 8, and I don't know who he was trying to give it to, but it winds up incomplete, forcing a 3 and out. They go and score a touchdown, making it 7-0. I get my first handoff for the game and pick up a gain of 13. If y'all haven't realized it yet, I could very well play receiver if I really wanted to. Remember, I told y'all that's what I was going to try out for in high school first. And y'all can see why as the QB connects with me for a huge game. But we end up facing the 3rd down, and on the option, he decides to keep it, and that gets shut down well behind the line. Baylor doesn't score, so it remains 3-7. Coming at the backfield, QB goes my way, and I get us close to that end zone, but I'm brought down short. But it's all good because that very next play, we finally find the end zone, getting us our first touchdown of the game and giving us the lead. Baylor goes down and takes the lead again, making it 14-10. I'm cutting the inside. Jalen gonna find me. And at a 3rd and 6, I'm able to convert that first down, keeping this drive alive. I ain't gonna lie, Baylor been containing the run pretty well. But this time I finally find a crease and I take full advantage, picking up a huge gain on the ground, nearly getting into that end zone, being brought down inside the 10. Third and goal, we're going to try to force our way in there, but they stopped me just short. 3rd quarter now, we are now up 2 points with the score being 16-14. I find some space hitting the outside and take off for a huge gain, being brought down inside the 30. Jalen connected with a receiver to get us another touchdown, making it 23-14. The next drive, and he passes it to halfback 2 in the flat, and he winds up fumbling the rock, and the defense is going to recover. Luckily, they don't score. A minute left in the 4th. We're trying to kill the clock with the ground game. Finally, we kneel out the clock, taking the win with the score being 23-14. Just like that, we are now Big Ten champions. I finished the game with 100 receiving yards and 150 rushing yards for 1 touchdown. Now, as y'all know, your boy put together a pretty memorable freshman season, and along with that came some awards. Starting off with the Walter Camp Award, Sean Alexander Award, the Maxwell Award, Doak Walker Award, First Team All-Big 12, First Team All-American, Freshman All-Big 12, and Freshman All-American. And in the first round of the playoffs, we'll be taking on number 7 ranked SMU. Starting with the pass game early, I'm coming out the flat and Jalen Daniels is going to look my way. And just like that, I'm able to get us a gain of 11. Very next play with me sneaking out the backfield again, he going to look down the middle and connect with me on back-to-back big receptions. Keeping this drive moving, I'm finding the gap in the defense, flipping out of some tackles before being brought down inside the 30. We end up having to settle for a field goal, and so does SMU. Game is tied 3-3, and that A-gap cannot get any more open, attacking the gap and making a big play. Very next play, Jalen Daniels looking underneath, next with me across the middle, and again, I pick up some big yards. First play of the 2nd quarter, I'm trying to put a cap on this drive, getting past the line, breaking through tackles, stiff-arming defenders, and being brought down right outside the 5, man. Let's get it. Very next play, the safety sticking with me, so I cut back inside and get open and get that first touchdown of the game.
As they put 6 more on the board.
Hey, this running back's going to show you he can be a receiver as well. He's just not back there running.
SMU goes and ties the game up. We're facing the 3rd and 13. I'm going deep coming at the backfield, and it's going to be deflected, putting us at a 4th down, forcing us to punt the ball. 3rd quarter now, and slowly SMU is breaking away with the score being 24-10. But y'all know your boy is not finna let up, man. Fighting until I see some open field, and I take off, completely leaving everybody in the dust and making my way into the end zone for my 2nd of the game. They don't score. It's now the 4th quarter. The score is now 17-24. Slipping out of tackles and picking up some much-needed yards. Very next play, I'm taking the handoff, looking to tie this game up. I'm going to lower my pass and run straight through that safety's chest, getting us inside the red zone, man. And leaving the ball in number 6's hands, we know he's going to come up with a big play, and he does, throwing it to the tight end for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Kansas.
SMU is up a field goal with 30 seconds left. At a 4th down, I'm able to convert in hopes of getting us inside field goal range. 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter. I'm taking off downfield. Everybody's on a go route, but Jalen leaves me too much, forcing me to dive for it. And since I couldn't get no yards after the catch, the clock ended up running down to 0, and we would end up losing to SMU in game 1 of the playoffs, putting the end to our season. But I still had a really good game with 123 receiving yards and 147 rushing yards off of only 14 rushing attempts and 2 touchdowns.
much in.
And that right there is how my freshman season unfolded, y'all boys. I think it's fair to assume that I put all of college football on notice, and I'll definitely have a lot of eyes on me going into my sophomore season. So after having a dominant freshman season and putting up numbers that honestly nobody expected, I felt like it was only right to take out some of that time out of the 4 weeks off we get and enjoy myself a nice vacation. You know, kind of like a gift to myself for the blood, sweat, and tears I put in. And as y'all might have seen from the intro, I did not in fact go on this vacation alone. So if y'all remember, in my second episode, I went on a date with this girl named Azaria. And after getting to know each other more, we ended up making things official. So as y'all could guess, with the way things were going in football and the way things were going in my personal life, I was at an all-time high. But you know how the story go, man. When you feel like nothing could possibly go wrong, it seemed like something always happened that make you take a step back. And while I was out enjoying my vacation, I ended up getting a phone call from one of my cousins. Now, if y'all been keeping up with me for a while, then y'all know how my family situation is. But if y'all are new, let's just say I'm not a very family-oriented person. So getting a phone call at a random time like this was very unexpected, so I just knew it had to be something serious. And well, that's when he proceeded to tell me that my grandpa had passed away. Now, as y'all could assume, as soon as I got the news, my vacation was cut short and I had to head back home to Birmingham. And man, to be honest, this ain't even feel real. I couldn't even bring myself to believe that he actually gone. Again, if y'all been watching for a while, then y'all know that my granddad was the only person in my family that treated me like family. I mean, he raised me for the most part of my life until he got sick, and that's when I had to go stay with my aunt, and I mean, y'all know how that went down. On the same night of the funeral, when we got back to the hotel, I was up all night. I just had a lot going through my mind, a lot of heavy thinking. One thing that kept replaying in my head was my grandpa's favorite saying. He used to always tell me to not wait for the light, but be the one who strikes the match. And I felt like that phrase replaying in my mind over and over again was a sign for me to make a change. See, I had been trying to decide, do I stay at Kansas where I'm comfortable, or do I expand my horizon and try to become more of a bigger superstar than I already am? Now, there was one school on my radar that I knew could take me to the next level of superstardom. I honestly felt like everything would improve if I transferred to this program. Felt like I could be more of a weapon on the offense, my brand exposure would go through the roof, and y'all already know they offering me a bag. And to me, that was enough for me to make my decision, and your boy Dominique Harper is now an Oregon Duck. One thing I knew for sure when I got to Oregon was that I was not going to be staying on campus. And thankfully, I was able to find a nice apartment about 15 minutes away. You know, nothing too crazy, just enough space for me and my girl. She just graduated college and she decided to come along with me instead of staying back home in Kansas. But anyways, after putting up all the decorations, the spot really began to come together. I definitely felt like I'd be able to stay here for the next couple of years comfortably until, of course, it's time for me to enter my name into the draft. See, everybody deals with losing a family member differently. And well, this time, the way I was dealing with it was by shutting everything out. I mean, I felt like all I had outside of Azaria was football. So that's where I put all my energy. I was hitting the gym like crazy. I mean, at this point in my life, this was the only way I could find peace. And I really wish that I could have enjoyed my transfer to Oregon, knowing that this is a really big step in my football career. But, I mean, I just wasn't in the right headspace. And I haven't felt this level of depression since the day my mom passed back when I was 7 years old. I would end every workout sitting in the locker room drenched in sweat just thinking. Knew it wouldn't be healthy for me to start my sophomore season with a cloud over my head. So at this point, I'm just trying to think of anything positive, anything that would put a smile on my face, but nothing came to mind. Now, Azaria, she deserved a round of applause. She understood what state I was in. She understood I didn't feel like talking and she didn't force me to. It was multiple times that I didn't even have an appetite, and if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't have ate that day. She would just sit beside me and chill, just reassuring me that she's always by my side in case I need someone to talk to. And this felt foreign to me, but in a good way, because in the past, if I was going through something, I had nobody to turn to. But just as well as I knew I had to get myself back on track, she knew the same thing. Well, one day she told me to get dressed because her parents came out here to Oregon to visit, and she said we were supposed to go out to dinner with them. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was low-key irritated when she told me that because she know I'm not in the mood. She know I'm going through something right now, so why would she invite me to dinner with her parents knowing they gonna want to talk? But regardless, I got dressed and we was on our way. But to my surprise, when we got there, it was not her parents we was having dinner with. If he looked familiar to y'all, then that's because this is my high school coach. He was also in my first episode, if y'all remember. Man, Azaria outdid herself with this one. Apparently, she got in contact with my old high school coach, told him what was going on, and flew him out here to Oregon to talk to me. And that's exactly what he did, man. We had a great conversation, and for the first time since my grandpa passed, I was able to finally smile for once. And I can't lie, man, this was the best gift I've gotten in a long time. After speaking with my high school coach, I finally started to get things back on track, and I felt like now I'll be able to start my sophomore season off the right way. Yes, sir, man. First game of my sophomore season at a completely new program. And it's hitting different already, man. Y'all see that tunnel entrance? Stadium is at full capacity. Yeah, my boy, I could get used to this. For the first game of the season, we are up against Boise State. Hey man, my first play here at Oregon is one I would like to forget, running into a brick wall for a loss of 1. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and 10. I pick up a gain of 3, which is not enough to move the chain. Boise State go up 3, and we got some concerned fans because your boy can't even convert on the 3rd and inches. I'm gonna have to lock in. It's all good because on that 4th and 1, coach want to keep the ball in my hands. I easily grab that first down and a few more. I'm slowly starting to get a rhythm with a handoff at a 2nd and 1, picking up a gain of 9. A few plays later, at a 2nd and 7, he gonna get a ball to me again. It's a wide open gap. I take some ankles as I pick up a gain of 17.
The stop is made, but this offense is threatening 1st and goal from the 9.
A touchdown pass to Decorian Moore will give us that 7-3 lead. QB goes my way on the screen pass. I get set up with some great blocks and pick up a huge gain before being brought down.
Got him free for a big gainer to the 43.
Back-to-back big plays. Your boy's starting to warm up, as y'all can see, breaking through that line and picking up a gain of 11. Another touchdown pass will make it 14-3, and we right back in the red zone. I would get my first 6 of the game, my first 6 at Oregon. We are now up 21-3 in the 3rd quarter. Outside handoff, and I'm able to bend the corner, getting past that 20, running straight through a defender before being brought down outside the 10. That last drive ends in a field goal. Boise State makes it 10-24. It don't even matter, man, because I break one tackle and the floodgates is wide open. I'm taking off. Ain't nobody going to be able to lay a finger on me. Getting past that 20, that 10, and hopping into the end zone for my second 6 of the game, man. Let's get it. Score is now 13-31, but much like last year, man, even if we got a big lead, I'm not going to slow down. See, I got 194 rushing yards. I might as well break 200. It looked like I'm going to do that running straight through defenders being brought down inside the 10. 208 rushing yards, and now I'm not done as I find the end zone again for my 3rd of the game. First game of the season goes exactly how we planned, with the final score being 45-20. And y'all seen it started off shaky, but I started to heat up, ending the game with 247 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns off 31 attempts. Second game of the season against FCS Northwest, and as y'all can see, this starts off just like the last one. Try to go back to me on that 2nd and 13, but I barely pick up any. 3rd and 11, QB gonna float one to the flat, and I'm out of bounds, leaving us at a 4th and 12. FCS also don't score, and on that next drive, taking my 5th handoff for the game, I'm finally able to break one. I see a whole lot of green grass, and I'm going to take this into the end zone for my first 6 of the game. But hey, y'all boys, this FCS team came to play. Facing the 3rd and 15, QB give it to me in the flat. I don't know how I did that, but somehow I got out of all that traffic, but still not enough to pick up the first down. We do get a field goal, making it 10-0. Starting this one off in motion. QB's gonna find me on the left side of the field behind the secondary, and I take off. And that speed kills, man. I get into that end zone easy for my 2nd of the game. Score is 17-0. We're starting to pull away now like we should have been doing, honestly. As I pick up another nice gain off a big run. Doing something different. I'm lined up on the outside this time. Got a go route. Hey, look at the accuracy, though. The QB throws an absolute dot to get us inside that 20.
feels like everything.
Coming back from halftime and we're up 20-0. My O-line is doing a great job blocking, giving me enough time to catch some open space, breaking out of one tackle, and if I didn't stumble, that would have been a house call, and y'all know it. But nevertheless, man, we pick up a huge gain, putting us at 168 rushing yards. We only need inches to pick up that first down, but instead I'm going to take it the whole way, getting us into that end zone for my third of the game, man. Let's go. Score is 27-0. Starting off in motion, QB scanning the field is going to find me across the middle. I take one defender out his shoes before going out of bounds, giving me 100+ receiving yards and 100+ rushing yards. 3rd and 1 in the red zone. QB going to hand it off to me, running through the defense and get into that end zone for, I think this is my 4th of the game. We're not even done, man. 3rd quarter, the score is now 34-0. I know I'm not taking my foot off the gas, picking up a huge game.
They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
2nd blowout in a row. The final score is 48-3. Now, if we're being honest, this was expected of Oregon, going up against the FCS school. But nevertheless, man, I still had a great game, finishing with 116 receiving yards, 234 rushing yards off of 23 attempts, and 4 touchdowns. 2-0, and for our 3rd game of the season, we were up against our in-state rival. And as y'all can see, man, I'm getting busy from the jump, picking up a gain of 18 on my first handoff.
Really shows you his skills on that last run, and I feel like today, if you're a running back at Oregon, you are.
And we moving down that field quick on our first drive, taking this one straight up the seam, picking up a gain of 8. A few plays later, the quarterback goes with a read option, decides to keep it, and gets into that end zone for our first 6 of the game. Oregon State does not score, and before you know it, we right back in the red zone, splitting through that O-line, and I'm brought down at the 4. Very next play, I go untouched straight to the end zone for my first 6 of the game, putting us up 2 touchdowns.
Touchdown, Oregon!
Well, this offense is
2nd quarter, Oregon State is finally on the board with 7, but we still up 2 touchdowns, and y'all see I'm still picking up big yards on the ground.
Payoff, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle?
But we get stopped on that last drive with 16 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Trying to add some points to the board. The QB's going to throw a dot to me coming out the flat, and I pick up some much-needed yards. Our first play of the 3rd quarter with a 24-7 lead. We are not content with that, and I start the half off to perfection, ripping off a big run. Later that drive inside the 20, he going to hand the ball off to me, and I see a straight lane into that end zone, which I'm able to capitalize off of.
And the beatdown has ensued.
Score is now 31-7. Late in the 3rd quarter, and look how wide open that A-gap is, man. It ain't gonna get no easier than that. Scoring my 3rd touchdown of the night.
And they take it in for 6 more points.
38-7, and we already know it's wraps, especially with it being the 4th quarter. But that don't even matter to me, y'all boys. I'm trying to put some good film on tape for those NFL scouts.
And how much running room have they been able to find?
And once again, much like my other touchdowns, I go completely untouched into the end zone, making that score look even worse. Score is now 45-7, and the only reason I'm still showing y'all this game is because I'm still balling out, man. I'm making some crazy plays. A short toss play will get me into the end zone for my 5th time tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I done scored so many times, I don't even remember, to be honest.
This always is the debate.
3 wins, 3 complete blowouts, man. We finished this game with the final score being 52-7. Y'all already seen I had a day, finishing this game with an insane 317 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns off of 33 carries. What most people would consider our first competition of this season, we are up against the 4-0 UCLA Bruins. Y'all see I'm starting off with a screen pass getting inside that 30. We don't score that first drive, but neither does UCLA. Backed up in our own end zone at a 2nd and 7, I'm going to give us some breathing room. I'm not going to lie, man. For the most part, at least for right now, UCLA been able to stop the run game. 2nd and 9, my center is doing a great job blocking. I see a wide open A-gap and pick up some big yards. Another 2nd down, this time at a 2nd and 7. That A-gap is wide open again. I slip a tackle before being brought down right in front of that 20. Hey, and if y'all was watching me last season at Kansas, then I know I could very well be a receiver too, making big plays in the air. And before you know it, our QB connects with the tight end for a touchdown, giving us our first 6 of the game. But UCLA will also go down and tie it up. That B-gap is wide open. I'm splitting through the defense. Y'all already know your boy's dangerous in open space, man. Taking off for a huge game. Will anybody catch me? No, they will not. I get into that end zone for a huge touchdown. Listen to that crowd, man. They be going crazy. I love it here at Oregon. I can't lie.
You know they want their track at Oregon, and when
Third quarter now, and UCLA has added on a field goal, making it 10-14. Hey, y'all see how deadly that hezzy was? Boy, hit the ground. But I pick up a good game right here. Very next play with my mindset on 6, we're going to go with the handoff. I'm slicing and dicing through that defense for a quick gain to 12. You can notice we slowly but surely starting to wear that defense down. I pick up another quick gain of 10. So we do score, but so does UCLA, making it 21-18. Coming out the flat, QB goes my way at a 3rd and 3. I'm going to pick up that first down and much more. Very first play of the fourth quarter, I'm going straight up the gut. Really getting into that end zone, but I'm stopped just short. Hand off to the outside, and this time I'm able to get into that end zone, giving me my second 6 of the game. The game is far from over, man. They cut it to a field goal, and there's still 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Due to some great blocking, I'm able to break off a big one, stiff arming the defender into the dirt, slipping out of tackles before being brought down past that 40. Lined up on the outside, I blow straight past my defender on a go route. Look how beautiful that ball placement was, man. We get into that end zone for a quick one. They went down and scored again, but we're able to kneel the clock out and take that win. What a good game against the number 18th ranked UCLA, man. They came to play, no doubt. But they couldn't do enough with the final score being 35-32. I finished the game with 196 rushing yards off of 16 attempts and 3 touchdowns. And y'all see your boy was averaging 12.3 yards a carry, man. That's a crazy good game, I can't lie.
Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody.
Ohio State will be the next team on our schedule, and this time we in their home turf. And my first handoff goes for a gain of 4. Trying to keep from going 3 and out on our first drive. Lined up on the outside, I got a short little out route. QB goes my way, and I pick up that first down. My big guys up front is doing some good work early that first drive, allowing me to get another good run, breaking some tackles, being brought down past that 40. 3rd and 4, and we are not trying to settle for a field goal. Now we want to tie the game up. But unfortunately, I get hung up on a blocker, and I'm brought down a yard short. They go down and score again, making it 14-3. It don't matter who we playing or how much we down or nothing. I'm going to make sure I go out there and get mine every single time, breaking another big run. Doing what I do best, man. We get into that end zone, scoring our first 6 of the game. Hey, man, I'm chasing that record this season.
Touchdown, Oregon.
After breaking off for that huge play, man, your boy feel good. I'm juiced up now. Grabbing a quick gain of 9 yards. Very next play on that 2nd and inches, they gonna put the ball back in my hands, breaking out of some tackles before being brought down outside the 40. Facing the 3rd and 5, the ball's gonna go my way again off a screen pass. I popped the mess out of the defense before being popped myself. Right outside the 20-yard line, got my eyes set on that red end zone. I'm taking off, running through defenders before being brought down a few yards short. Slipping out of one tackle, man, I'm not going down that easy, running through a defender and getting to that end zone for my 2nd touchdown of the game and giving us that lead.
And that is exactly what you want.
Only seconds left in the first half. Of course, I'm trying to break another one and add points to the board, but OSU was all over that. My first handoff coming back from the halftime. I've been bullying this defense all day, and I put another red jersey in the dirt before being brought down. Later that drive, facing the 2nd and 2, that seam is not going to get any more wider than that. I pick up another big gain on the ground. Lined up outside instead of behind the quarterback. I'm fading out to the left. He throws a dot my way. I'm slipping out of 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and make my way into the end zone, scoring my 3rd touchdown of the game, man. Let's go. And I promise y'all boys, I am not trying to cheat y'all, man. We are on Heisman. Just in case y'all don't believe me, here you go, man. We are on Heisman difficulty. Ohio State would go down and cut the lead to only a field goal, but I'm right back at it, picking up a quick gain of 11 yards. It is now the 4th quarter, still the same drive though, but we facing the 3rd and 14. It was supposed to be a screen pass, but he misses the block, and we get stopped well short. Luckily, our defense keeps them from scoring 2, but facing another 3rd down at the 3rd and 8, the QB cannot get the ball out in time. Up there at the top left-hand corner, y'all see I broke 200 yards again, and I'm not done yet, especially now that the game is tied. They keep putting the ball in your boys' hands, and I'm coming through at the most important time of the game, man. This is the most important drive. But we end up having to go into overtime with Ohio State. At the 3rd and 8, I'm the only one that's freed up. The defense is right there as soon as I make the catch, man. And just like that, in overtime, we would take our first loss of the season with the final score being 30-27. And yeah, man, if I'm being real, these ones hurt the worst when it's a real close game. But then again, we can't hang our heads down because it's real early in the season. We just got to be prepared for our next game. But your boy finished this one with 235 rushing yards off of 27 attempts and 3 touchdowns. Right back on our home turf, and we're taking on Nebraska, which is currently the number 4th ranked team in the nation. And after taking that loss last week, we end up dropping down to number 12. And I start this game off picking up a gain of 13. Starting this one off in motion, sticking to my route tree, fading out to the right and coming back inside. QB's gonna hit me across the middle, and I pick up some good yards after the catch.
Finally make the stop, but a huge gain sets up a first and goal.
The Corian Moore will get us our first 7 points of the game, and Nebraska doesn't score. And after converting the third down for us, they're going to put the ball right back in my hands, and this time I get some open space. I know I'm dangerous when I see that green grass, man, cutting into that 30.
Big runs like this are just
Second and 7, the ball's going right back in my hands again, cutting through that line, picking up an easy gain of 10 yards. Outside handoff inside the red zone. I break out of one tackle and still find enough space to get into that end zone for my first 6 of the game. Seconds left in the second quarter, and it looks like we're going into the half with a 14-0 lead. First play coming back from halftime, I'm coming out the flat. At the top of my route, I'm fading the inside, trying to get open. He gonna find me across the middle, and off rip, we pick up a big reception. Second and 11, sneaking out the backfield again, and QB gonna hit me. I spin out of one tackle and keep my feet moving until I get past that first down mark. Down inside the red zone, we facing up 4th and 4, and coach trusts me enough to put the ball in my hands, and I get us another touchdown, man. I do not disappoint.
And that's another touchdown for this guy.
Surprisingly, Nebraska has still yet to put a single point on the board, not even a field goal. Meanwhile, I'm still out there dominating. We settled for a field goal the last drive, making it 24-0. But y'all see I'm determined to get into that end zone, slipping all these tackles before being brought down inside the 5. Score is now 31-7, and the game is over with 55 seconds left in the 4th quarter. But I'm still putting together some big plays. Feeling like it's only right to end the game off in a high note, I slip some more tackles and pick up a gain of 15. This time taking a snap in Wildcat formation, and I'll pick up another big gain off of this one.
I mean, it seems like every time this guy touches the ball, it's a
outside handoff to the left, man, just being relentless. We're going to get to that end zone again. So a surprisingly easy win against number 4 ranked Nebraska, with the final score being 38-7. And I finished this game with 211 rushing yards off of 32 attempts and 3 touchdowns.
a bit of a shocker to me, just to be able to see this team get run all over.
Yeah, so walking into this game against Nebraska, we knew in order for us to come out on top, we would have to be on our P's and Q's. We would have to play a great brand of football, and I feel like we did that. And of course, there's always room for us to grow, but as far as us playing as a team, we all executed our assignments, and that's what got us the win today, ultimately.
Yeah, so Dominique, I mean, you were out there and you had a stellar day, recording 211 rushing yards with 3 touchdowns on top. I mean, man, how do you do it?
Yeah, my bad. I seen you was texting me, but I was doing my post-game interview. But you all right?
No, I am far from all right, bae. When did you come here home? I think I might have ate something bad. I've been throwing up back to back to back. But really, I want to see if you could stop by the store and give me some medicine on your way home.
As y'all just seen, man, after that win against Nebraska, during my post-game interview, my girl Azaria was blowing my line up. She told me she hadn't been feeling well and she was throwing up all day. Now look, man, imagine y'all's girlfriend telling y'all that. Yeah, my stomach dropped down to my ankles, and a few days later, we thought it'd be smart to go get a pregnancy test, and as y'all can see from the results, it says she was 1 or 2 weeks pregnant. Look, man, my life here lately has been crazy. Cause as y'all know from my last episode, my grandpa just passed away. And now I'm getting news that I'm bringing a new life into the world. I just couldn't believe it, y'all boys. I had every emotion you can think of running through me at this time. But instead of us relying on that one pregnancy test, we decided to go get a professional opinion. And honestly, we could have just saved ourselves the trip because she told us the exact same thing. But at this point, it was official. Your boy was gonna be a dad soon. Now, don't get me wrong, while I was excited to be a dad, Azaria could not wait to be a mom. Man, she had us going back and forth from Target to Walmart dang near every day, buying baby stuff like the baby close to being here. And I sure enough wasn't gonna rain on her parade. And with all that time we would spend at the stores, I would just be thinking, dang, my life has been a roller coaster here lately, but now I got a kid on the way and a lot of things gonna have to change. I got way more responsibilities than I ever had before. And in order for me to provide for my family like I'm supposed to, I'm gonna have to step things up a notch. And from that point on, I changed my mind mindset from being just a good running back to being an NFL-ready running back. Yeah, man, I'm trying to be at the point where I could leave as a sophomore in college right now and still be a game changer in the league. So I went ahead and found me a personal trainer to get me to that point. He's pretty well known around the city. He works with a lot of college athletes and a lot of pro athletes also. Normally, his main focus is strength and conditioning, but for me, he designed a special workout to hit all aspects of my game, such as my speed, mobility, elusiveness, so on and so forth. Now, keep in mind, I'm still in season, which means I'm still working out with my team too. So with the amount of work I'm putting in, I should be steps ahead of all my competition. Now, this is my first time having a personal trainer, so some of the things he had me doing felt a little unorthodox. Like, for example, he had me spend a fair amount of time in the pool. Apparently, this helps with my flexibility, coordination, and overall, it's just a full body workout. Outside of that, since the moment I hit the college football scene, I've been getting brand deals left and right. As y'all could guess, that hasn't slowed down one bit. I mean, to be honest, I'm making more money now than I ever have. Now, at first, I had the flexibility to blow through some racks when I felt like it. But now, knowing that I got a baby on the way, it ain't gonna be no more of that. Nah, now I gotta keep track of where it's all going and how much I'm spending and, you know, all that. So I went ahead and hired myself a financial advisor too, so that way, as the money keeps growing, it can all be kept track of. So now that I got everything set in place for my future family, it's time for me to go out here and prove myself to these pro scouts that I'm an NFL-ready running back. 7th game of the season, man. We here taking on the number 16th ranked team in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines. First handoff of the game does not go as planned as I actually lose the yard. 2nd and 11, getting that pass game going early. I'm coming out the backfield, receiving the complete dot for a big gain. Getting out the flat again on the 2nd and 8. I'm coming back to the ball. QB goes my way again. I get past a few defenders, taking this one up past the 40.
Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing
Handoff straight up the seam for my 2nd handoff of the game. I'm taking off for a gain of 10. A few plays later, look how good the blocking is up front, man. Getting through that lane easy. Slipping a tackle before being brought down for a gain of 16. Getting involved in that passing game once again. This time I'm wide open for an easy touchdown.
Just under 60,000 in this place, but sometimes it sounds like 600,000. An engineering...
Michigan does not score, and at a 4th and 3, the coach gonna put the ball in my hands. Y'all see I'm coming up big with that first down conversion. Very first play of the 2nd quarter, man. I'm slicing and dicing through that defense, juking defenders out their shoes and slipping through tackles. Picking up a big gain of 20, man. Let's get it. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and 12. A simple slant would give me enough room to get that first down and more. Very next play, I'm taking the inside handoff and hitting the outside, finding that open space and slipping through tackles, getting into that end zone for my 2nd time this game, my first rushing touchdown.
He shed tackles like a snake, getting rid of his skin.
Michigan still don't score, making it 14-zip. And yes, I called for the rock, but I wouldn't have never guessed that he was going to lob it in the air, causing it to get intercepted, and it was a pick 6, man. A pass to Decorian Moore will give us another touchdown, making it 21-7. Late in the first half, I'm still picking up big yards on the ground. But we moving down that field trying to score before halftime with 30 seconds left. I start to get loose, picking up a gain of 10. After a lot of 3 and outs, it's now the 4th quarter and the score is 24-10. The 2nd and 6, my number is called and I deliver it once again. Bending that corner around the defense, finding that open space, and I'm taking off, slipping one tackle, and I get into the end zone once again for my 3rd touchdown of the day. And I still wasn't done, man. Late in the game, the score is 31-10. Able to find that end zone again for my 4th of the game. Still finding the rhythm. Late in the game, the score is 38-10. I'm not done, though. Breaking tackles like I do best, taking off for another big gain, getting outside the 20. Lined up on the outside, complete busting coverage. I'm wide open, left alone for another easy touchdown. So yeah, we completely dismantled Michigan with the final score being 45-10. Y'all already know I put on a show, finishing this game with 211 rushing yards with 5 touchdowns off 24 attempts.
Winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals.
Game 9 on the season, we are still at the crib taking on Washington. We get stalled our first drive, but Washington doesn't score either. Taking my first handoff of this game, and I pick up a gain of 7. Very next play, at a 2nd and 3, that B gap is wide open, and I'm able to grab an easy, quick 10 yards.
Really good surge for this offense. They moved the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
We end up settling for a field goal, and I bet y'all ain't know I play quarterback too, man. Taking a direct snap, and off the rip, man, I find a whole lot of green grass. I got 2 to beat. I get past 1, but the other one bring me down just outside the 20, man. Let's get it. In the 3rd quarter, it's a tie ball game. The score is 10-10. Neither team has really been able to break loose as I pick up a gain of 10. Later that drive inside the 5-yard line, I'm able to get into the end zone for my first touchdown of the game.
They take the lead with the 6.
And what a push up front by this offense.
Score is 17-10. The second in inches, I break one tackle, cut back upfield for a gain of 8. Washington getting into that backfield with ease. I break another tackle and I try to hurdle but nearly break my neck. Later that drive, we get inside the red zone again and I'm able to walk it into the end zone untouched.
Touchdown Ducks! They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning play.
So we end up taking that win with the final score being 24-10. And I had a pretty good day finishing this one with 133 rushing yards off 17 attempts and 2 touchdowns. Now look, man, over the next 4 weeks of our regular season, we was completely dominating and showing teams why we deserve to be in that college football championship conversation. First, we took on Illinois, and we came out to a hot start. Your boy was putting big plays together. As y'all can see, I just made 2 defenders run into each other and hopped into the end zone for my second of the game. Up 17 with seconds left in the half, but we still trying to get 6 on that board. I hit the outside, and the defense might as well give up because they're just not going to catch me, making another big run play extending that lead. And by the fourth quarter, the score is 41-7. Complete domination, and y'all see I still got my foot on the gas, taking off for another big run and another touchdown. And at the end of this game, the final score was 48-7. I finished the game with 255 rushing yards off of 26 attempts and 5 touchdowns. Next, we took on the number 6 ranked team in the nation, the USC Trojans. They were 8-1, looking to give us our second loss at their home. But once again, the offense was clicking. We got things started early as I found the end zone coming out the flat for that early lead. And very quickly, it became clear that we had too much firepower for that USC defense. I mean, to be honest, it's like after that first 6 we put on the board, they started giving up. And by the third quarter, it was already wraps, man. The score was 28-3. Now I have another great day. As y'all can see from the clips I'm showing y'all out of this game, I would often break away for huge rushing yards, and little did I know this would be the game where I crack 4,000 career rushing yards. And at the end of it all, nobody saw this coming, at least not like this. But we walk out of USC's home turf with the final score being 52-3. I finished the game with 216 rushing yards off of 22 attempts and 4 touchdowns. Next, we hosted Northwestern at home, which, I mean, let's be real. Nobody saw them boys standing a chance, and sure enough, they did not. So once again, we had another field day with the final score being 48-6. I finished the game with 181 rushing yards off of 30 attempts and 4 touchdowns. The last game of our regular season, we took on the Michigan State Spartans at their home. Hey man, your boy was out there looking like a straight machine. I mean, just look at how many broken tackles I had on this play alone. Ain't no way I should have got out of all them tackles, but I still get into that end zone, stretching that lead we had against the Spartans. But again, we give another team belt with the final score being 45-7, ending our season with a 12-1 record, ranked number 2 in the nation. And I finished this game with 219 rushing yards off 21 attempts and 3 touchdowns. Hey man, I don't know if y'all recall, but in my last episode, I said I was chasing after this record and I broke it. Look down there at the bottom, man. It say congratulations. Dominique Harper has set the national single season rushing yards record. I finished my regular season with 2,658 rushing yards. Hey man, I can't lie, I deserve that Heisman, but even if I don't get it, just breaking this record is enough for me if I'm being honest. Yes, sir, man. Big Ten championship. We are taking on the only team that gave us a loss this season, which is the Ohio State Buckeyes. Taking my first handoff, man. This is more than a championship game. This is also a revenge game. Look at your boy throwing defenders off me, picking up a quick gain of 19.
Kind of cushion to be able to give him room to pick up that first down.
A few plays later at a 2nd and 8, man, I cannot be stopped breaking one tackle. I got my eyes set on 6 and I'm taking off. Ain't nobody gonna touch me, and I get into that end zone for my first touchdown of the game.
And it's a long distance house call. Touchdown, Oregon.
Ohio State goes down and ties it up. Finding that gap, I run straight through the defense for a gain of 8. Starting this one off in motion, I'm coming out the backfield, fading out to the left, backtracking a little bit to bring in that reception, make the linebacker miss, and I get those yards back. Plus more being brought down inside the 10. 2nd down, I get into that end zone easy, untouched.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Ducks.
And that's another touchdown for these.
Trying to get up 2 scores against Ohio State. I got a delayed route, but I finally free up at the last second, picking up a gain of 14. Very next play, not a single red jersey in that C gap. I take full advantage, breaking up for a huge gain, taking it up past the 20 to 10, being brought down right outside the 5-yard line. And just like clockwork, we go up 2 touchdowns against Ohio State.
It's just a thing.
Third quarter now, the score is 21-14. I've been putting on the show so far and I'm not done. Taking the defender out of his shoes for a quick gain of around 15. Early in the fourth quarter, the score is now 21-28. I'm open across the left. QB gonna look my way. Receiver picked up a key block, giving me enough room to get us up to that 10. We ended up scoring and taking that win with the final score being 35-29. And we progress on to the next game. I put together another really good complete season, winning a lot of awards, starting off with the Maxwell Award, the Walter Camp Award, the most prestigious trophy of them all, man. I ended up winning the Heisman as a sophomore. I won the Doak Walker Award for the second time, first team All-Big Ten, and last but not least, first team All-American. Next, we'll be taking on a team we had already beaten, which is the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We here in the Cotton Bowl against Nebraska. Now, I got to remember, we beat them earlier in the season, so there's a good chance they're going to be trying to get some revenge. But, hey, man, we got our mindset on that championship game, and that's where we going. 3rd and 5, coming out the flat, the QB's going to go my way. I easily grab us that first down, breaking 2 tackles, being brought down at the 50. Taking my first handoff for the game out the shotgun, spinning out of traffic and picking up a gain of 10. Moving down that field pretty quick, and I add on another 11 yards to my total. 30 inches, instead of picking up that first down, we get into the end zone, we right there, giving us that early lead against Nebraska.
As they claim the lead here in this playoff game. We come out in the playoff game for
second quarter, the score is 3-7, but before you know it, we right back in the red zone, and I get an easy touchdown off an inside handoff. They don't score, and we are now up 14-3. It's in the 3rd and 9, backed up in our own end zone. QB goes my way, and I'm able to pick up that first down, bouncing off of tackles for more. As y'all can see, I haven't really been able to break one. 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The score is 21-16. As I pick up a gain of around 10. We find ourselves right back in the red zone. I'm coming out the flat. QB goes my way, and I dive into that end zone for my 3rd of the game. Score is 23-28. We need this first down conversion. And that nearly was a disaster. Almost stopped in the backfield, but I'm able to break loose and pick up that first down to keep this drive going. And we are able to drain the clock and hold on just enough to win this game, with the final score being 28-23. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was clear to see that Nebraska had a game plan against me. I did have 105 rushing yards, but it was off of a lot of short games. But nevertheless, man, we came out on top.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Hey, let's take a look at this bracket real quick. We just beat Nebraska. Next, we play Georgia, and if we beat them, we either going up against Clemson or Ohio State again for the 3rd time this season. But first, we got to get Georgia out the way. Here we go, y'all boys. Only one team between us and that trip to Las Vegas for that championship game. Coming out the backfield, the QB's going to check it down to me, breaking tackles and keeping my feet moving to get us down past the 40. Taking my first handoff for the game, and y'all can tell you boys like them, man. I find that B gap wide open, keep my feet moving that power for a gain of 21. Very next play, this time attacking the A gap. The blocking is A1 right now, man. I'm picking up a gain of 16. Very next play, y'all boys, that A gap is wide open again. My center's doing a great job blocking, and I get into the end zone for my first of the game.
As they claim the lead in this playoff game. Took some extra time in the
defense keeps Georgia out of the end zone. And look at my stats right now, man. 3 rushing attempts for 57 yards. And right here, I'm picking up a gain of 12. But before you know it, man, we facing the 3rd and 21. And y'all watch real close. I did not put my hand in the air. So without me calling for it, the QB's going to throw in a double coverage. And it winds up being a pick 6.
touchdown, Georgia. 6 points for the defense in the
First play of the second quarter, I'm taking the handoff up the gut, bouncing off blockers and picking up a gain of 9. Minute left in the second quarter, now the score is 14-10. Y'all see I'm getting loose again, breaking another tackle, picking up some more big yards on the ground before being brought down by that 30. Facing the 3rd and 4, I guess I heard footsteps coming because I don't know how I didn't catch this, but I dropped it. It's all good, though, because we converted on the 4th down. Fading out the backfield to the left, he going to throw it down my way. I nearly get into the end zone, but I'm stopped like a yard short.
It's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays down.
Y'all see that clock winding down from 3. We get the snap off in time, and he going to go my way for an easy touchdown completion. Starting the 3rd quarter off with a 21-10 lead, cutting through the gaps in the defense, running straight through a defender before being brought down for a gain of 9. Inside handoff out the shotgun, I slip through one tackle and keep going for a gain of 15. The very next play with my quarterback feeling pressure, he gets rid of it and throws a straight dime to the defense, man. We got to be better than that. And I ain't gonna lie, man, my heart was beating quick because I thought I was gonna miss this tackle, but I get him by the shoestring.
That could be a game game-changing pick in return.
The lead in the playoff in the second half, throwing the football. I don't disagree with it.
Luckily, they don't score him with another handoff out the shotgun. I just might give my center my Heisman Trophy, man. He's doing some great blocking, allowing me to pick up a gain of 19.
Midfield at the 48.
Boy, this back is having...
We go up 28-10 with seconds left in the third quarter. Backed up at a 2nd and 16 after the QB took a sack. I'm going to get all those yards back plus more. Started the fourth quarter, man. I've been shredding Georgia on the ground all day, and I do it once again right here, picking up a gain of 17 before being brought down. Over 200 rushing yards in the game. I'm trying to get another touchdown, but I'm stopped just short. But finally, at a 3rd and goal, I find just enough space to get into that end zone untouched.
Touchdown, Oregon. They are pouring it on now.
I'm a little bit surprised here, Chris. I thought...
Yes, sir, man. We are moving on to the national championship game with the final score being 42-10. We made that look way too easy, man. I shredded them boys on the ground, finishing with 264 rushing yards off of 25 attempts. 26, my bad. And I also had 91 receiving yards.
I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Here we are, y'all boys, the national championship game. As y'all can see, we taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes for the 3rd time this season, but this time it means everything. We can make history right here with Oregon, man. They have never won a national championship. Ohio State beat us once, we beat them once, and now this right here is the tiebreaker. Second and 10, man. I'm coming out the backfield. QB's going to hit me between the hashes. I pick up a decent amount of yards before being brought down. First handoff for the game. It looked promising at first, but they got to me and pushed me back, bringing me down for a loss of yards. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and 11. They're going to sneak me out the backfield again. QB goes my way. Nearly get that first down. Waiting for those yards, but I'm not able to get it.
Defense wraps him up after the catch, but he's just short of a first down.
Somehow we get points on the board. I guess the defense scored. So now we got that 7-point lead as I pick up a gain of 9. Starting this one off in motion, fading out to the left and cutting back inside. QB's going to find me between the hashes again. That's inside that red zone. Outside handoff, I nearly get into that end zone, but I'm stopped just short, probably inches. Ohio State came to play, man, stopping me short again. But y'all already know it was only a matter of time before I found myself getting into that end zone for my first 6 of the game.
Who says you need explosive plays, Kirk? That was a long...
Facing the 3rd and 9, man. I'm fading out to the left. QB gonna find me, and I just get enough for that first down. Right now, I got 11 rushes for only 32 yards, and that's unlike me. I see I'm running through the defense trying to get into that end zone, but I'm stopped short. Just outside the 5, the QB gonna hand it off to me, and I get into that end zone for my 2nd of the game.
This offense really clicking.
I mean, body blow after...
Seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Your boy having a slow day on the ground. Ohio State definitely game planned against me, but finally I'm able to pick up a gain of 12. 4th quarter now, facing a long 3rd and goal. He's going to give it to me in the flat. Try getting it upfield, but I'm not able to get enough for that touchdown. We get a field goal, and they go down and score a touchdown, making it 14-24. Finally seeing daylight again, I get a gain of 10. Looking to get into that end zone, and I'm taking off up the gut, breaking through tackles before being brought down a few yards short. Read option, but the QB will leave it in my hands, and I get into the end zone for my 3rd time this game. And just like that, man, the Oregon Ducks are the national champions for the first time ever in Oregon history. Man, what a year your boy had. I made history breaking the single-season rushing yards record as well as the single-season touchdown, and now I'm a national champion. But we take that win with the final score being 31-21.
And crown another national champion and punctuate a wild, exciting season of college football.
Man, I bet none of y'all expected for me to have the type of season I just had. I broke multiple records, I'm a national champion, and I won the Heisman. And even outside of football, I'm finna be a dad. Yeah, man, I couldn't even guess my sophomore season would have went like this.
I'm Joe Calloway with Matt Erstian and Larry Henderson. The NFL Combine's coming up, and the running backs will hit the 40 soon. Plenty of talent this year, but everyone's watching Oregon's dynamic star, Dominique Harper.
Yeah, Joe, this kid's been a game changer since his freshman year at Kansas. Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the crowd lean forward expecting a big play.
Yep, and I've been saying it for a while that he, in my opinion, was by far the most pro-ready halfback. And I know he will perform well today.
Well, yeah, that's what he does. He's a performer. Just look at the dominance he showed his junior season. He performed the best in the nation.
he can run downhill and is just as deadly from side to side. And when you get tired of running, oh, no problem. Put him on the outside and watch him work.
And some people may be worried about his size, but then he proves that's not a factor, lowering his pads and running through the face of the defense. He is not easy to get on the ground.
Definitely will be anticipating his performance, but don't forget, there are other great backs going into this year's draft also.
It's about that time. I mean, as y'all can see, your boy's here at the Combine. And as y'all just heard, there's gonna be a lot of people anticipating my performance today. And rightfully so, to be honest. I'm the hottest name coming out of college football. Now look, I know y'all probably wondering what happened during my junior season, cause y'all was last left off with me winning the national championship as a sophomore. Well look, while I got a little time before my first event, let me go ahead and fill y'all in. The Heisman ceremony, a ceremony that just about all college football players dream of being a part of. Man, I'm gonna be completely honest. It was no way this trophy was going to anyone else other than me. But even with me knowing that, it still didn't take away any excitement from me hearing my name being called. And as y'all could guess, this was a great experience, but it's not my end goal. Now, with me having a breakout sophomore season, winning the national championship, winning the Heisman amongst other awards, my popularity went through the roof. Now, of course, I had a fair amount of clout before this, but by the end of my sophomore season, I was considered a full-on celebrity, being invited on multiple podcasts and interviews and all sorts of stuff. And with me being such a big name in football, I had the highest expectations of me going into my junior season. And while many people doubted I would be able to live up to the hype and be just as good as I was as a sophomore or even better, I went out there and got rid of any and everybody's doubts if they had them. Picking up where I left off, man, once again I was putting up crazy numbers, proving that I am the best running back in college football and it's not just a fluke. So I'm starting to have another great season. Energy is higher than ever, and right when I thought it couldn't get any better, yup, my daughter Nova Harper was born. Now, if y'all been watching, then y'all know in my last episode, we found out my girl was pregnant. And y'all seen how excited we was then, and now that she's here, the feeling was just crazy, man. She made me want to work 10 times harder. And it shouldn't come as a surprise that that's exactly what I did. I was already going crazy my junior season, but I even stepped it up a notch. And we put together a pretty good season. We made it to the playoffs, but we didn't go back to the college football championship. And while I was in the Heisman race for my second time, I did not win, which I kind of expected because, I mean, they ain't gonna give it to me twice. But the moral of the story is I balled out. And of course, at the end of my junior season, I entered my name into the draft. Off to Indianapolis, Indiana is where I was headed, which to those of y'all who don't know, this is normally where the Combine is hosted. Now, me and my personal trainer decided to head out there a little early and get myself prepared for all the events. So there I was on a flight out to Indiana, and this was low-key hard on me because I decided to let my girl and my daughter stay back home. My trainer's plan was for me to go light on the weight and stick more so to calisthenic type workout. If y'all don't know what that is, it's pretty much just using my body weight instead of regular weight. He didn't want me lifting too heavy and it ended up slowing me down. So that's what we did, and by the end of it, I definitely felt like I was ready. Going into the Combine, I had the nerves you would expect, but it's all good, man. I knew I trained well for this moment, and I was gonna do what I do best, which is perform. First, we had the 40-yard dash. Yes, sir, man. Y'all see your boy ran a 4.32. You know, most people be picky about their time, but I was low-key content with that. I was already feeling pretty good, but seeing that I had the fastest time made me feel even better. I was expected to run between a 4.35 and a 4.77, but I beat the expectations once again, as y'all can see. Now look, man, y'all know I ain't the biggest running back, alright? I ain't all buff like majority running backs. So in my mind, I was cool with getting 10 of these reps. But before you know it, I was already at 12. And there y'all see it, man. I stopped at 14. And again, I beat the expectations. I was expected to only do 9 to 12 reps, but I did 14. But I was second to last on the list. Now, I feel like quickness is my bread and butter. So on the shuttle drill, I put up a pretty good time with it being a 4.22, which would give me the number 2 spot on the leaderboard. And then, of course, we have the regular running back drills, which, I mean, to be honest, I don't know what they get from this. When I got 3 years of tape of me obliterating defenses. But, I mean, I went ahead and did my little 1-2 on the drills and went 6 of 8. So overall, I was pretty content with my Combine performance and felt good going into the draft.
With the 9th pick of the first round, the Washington Commanders select Dominic Harper, halfback, University of Oregon.
We knew we would hear his name early in this year's draft. I mean, what an amazing player. The upside, the poise, the work ethic, it's all there.
Yep, definitely. This kid Harper has set a new standard for Oregon running backs and just running backs in general. Boy, does Washington have a gem.
He should really enjoy this night because he definitely deserves every bit of it.
Mark my words, we will be something special in the NFL for sure.
Look, man, here lately, my life has been going exactly how I planned it. Actually, even better. I got a beautiful daughter, a beautiful girl, just got drafted into the NFL, but I knew there was one more thing I had to do to make my life complete. Yes, sir, man. Y'all see it. I had everything set up and I brought my girl out here on the beach so I could pop the big question to her. And of course, if y'all can't tell by her reaction, she said yes. And just like that, your boy is now engaged. Look, man, it's crazy y'all been watching me since even before I made my college decision. And now your boy's engaged with a kid and I'm in the NFL. I mean, we basically family at this point. Now look, y'all boys, my preseason games went pretty smooth. I mean, I ain't played too much because coach didn't want me to get injured. But now it's time for me to get into the nitty gritty. Yes, sir, man. Y'all finna witness my first ever NFL game. Pause the video right now and let me know, do y'all think I'm finna go off? Or do y'all think I'm not gonna be as effective in the NFL as I was in college? Well, let's find out. Man, take a look at this, y'all boys. My first regular season NFL game is pouring down raining. But look, man, it's all good because that ain't stopping nothing over here. And for the first game of the regular season, we're up against Jackson Dart and the New York Giants. They go down and get a field goal. I'm in the backfield ready to take my first handoff. And I actually slip on this one, but I do get a gain of 4. Second and 6, coming out the backfield, Jaden Daniels is going to lob one my way. I don't know why he lobbed it, but I'm still able to come down with it, putting us at a 3rd and inches. When you got me in the backfield with a 3rd and inches, you know it's going my way. Y'all see I'm coming up clutch, getting that first down and more. Look how quick the recognition is, man. I cut it back as soon as I take the handoff, and I'm cutting up for a big gain of yards. And I'm making it clear that I'm going to be a problem in the NFL, too. Fading out to the right, Jaden Daniels is going to look my way again, but the linebacker calculated that to perfection, and he's able to jump the route, getting that interception, and he actually makes a pretty nice return off of it, too. Just like that, the Giants go up 10-0. I'm open straight up the middle, QB goes my way, and I get absolutely lit up. I end up fumbling the rock, and just like that, we got our second turnover of the game, this time by me. Man, who would have known that my welcome to the NFL moment would have been in my first game? Coming back from halftime, the score is not 10-3. An inside handoff will give me a quick gain of around 15. But that very next play, I'm stopped after only a gain of 2. Hey, man, let's be real. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. I'm finding the gaps, and I'm picking up chunk yards. I'm not going to lie. Moving down that field slowly but surely, I'm coming out the backfield, and again, he throws an interception. Man, you can tell we're going to have to build some type of chemistry. That's the second pick he got targeting me. But luckily, they don't capitalize, so the score remains 10-3. And y'all know the name, man. Dominique Harper. Y'all know I was going to break one eventually. And look at all that open space I got. I take one defender out his shoes before being brought down. Hey, man, that's the big plays I'm known to make. And that carry right there would give me up to 90 yards. Few plays later, they're going to put the ball in my hands again. This time I pick up a quick gain of 5. In that very next play, looking at a 3rd and 3, you can tell I'm starting to get comfortable, man. Breaking off for another big play, breaking ankles before being brought down right outside the end zone. But we end up facing a 3rd and goal, setting up a screen pass. He's going to give it out to me. And I ain't got nobody in my way, scoring my first NFL touchdown, man. Let's go. Tie ball game with 58 seconds left. We trying to make something work. I slip again off the handoff and pick up a gain of 7. Hey, man, I'm known for making big plays in crunch time. We're going to go with the handoff again. Some great blocking along the way, and I get us right outside the end zone, man. I'm probably like inches short. But another big play by the rookie running back, man. Let's get it. Very next play, I'm going to squeeze in there for my second touchdown of the game, and that would give us the lead, man. Your boy's coming up in clutch. And that will put an end to it, man. I scored a game-winning touchdown. And we take that win with the final score being 17-10. Hey, what a way to not hang our heads down, man. We had 2 interceptions, and y'all know I had that fumble, but it's always about how you respond. And we went out there and made it happen, and your boy had a good game, finishing with 138 rushing yards off of 15 attempts and 2 touchdowns. Second game of the season, we were up against Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. And them boys started off hot, scoring a quick touchdown, making it 7-0. My first handoff for the game, that B-gap is wide open, great blocking. I make Buddy touch earth, showing off my shiftiness. Picking up a huge game for my first rushing attempt, man. Stop playing with me. Read option that very next play, and Jaden is going to keep it. And that was a smart option as he's able to pick up a big amount of yards on the ground. And that's 2 back-to-back haymakers, man. We coming out on fire, too. In that very next play, man, we going with a handoff up the middle. I go completely untouched into the end zone, scoring my first of the game. Hey, y'all boys, 3 plays is all it took, man. They don't score, and we right back with the ball. And it looked like Green Bay's having a hard time stopping the run game as I go for a gain of around 14. Starting to build on that chemistry I spoke about last game. Coming out the backfield, he gonna hit me for a quick, decent pickup. After a QB scramble, I got a short handoff for an easy touchdown. Scoring my second of the game, man. Let's do it. Green Bay still on score. It's now 14-7. Sitting in the middle of the zone. Bring this one in, and I get popped, but I did not fumble. Coming back from the half, Green Bay look like they came up with a game plan as I get stopped in the backfield, and they gonna break up a quick pass. 3rd and long, I'm fading out to the right. He gonna deliver a pass my way. Somehow I lose track of it, and we got a punt. Score is now 14-14, and they right there in the backfield again, making the stop. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and long again. Deep on the right side of the field, he gonna air it out my way, and I'm not having a good day receiving so far. But luckily they don't score, and now it's the 4th quarter. And y'all see how open that A-gap is. As soon as I get the handoff, all that green grass right in front of me, man, I'm taking off. Hey, bro, kind of fast. I ain't gonna lie, I had 1 person to beat. I end up having to juke him out, but that gives it time for the defense to catch up. But nevertheless, man, I make a huge play. A few plays later, a dot to Terry McLaurin would give us that lead. Backed up in our own end zone, but we are now up 21-14. I'm giving us some breathing room, picking up a gain of 9. A few plays later, facing the 3rd and 1, I convert that with ease, make Buddy touch earth, and then take off for some extra yards before being brought down. And finally, after having some trouble completing passes to me, we finally connect on one, and it goes for a huge chunk of yards. Trying to put a wrap on this game, he gonna hand it off to me. At a 2nd and 10, I pick up a gain of 15. And after kneeling out the clock, we were able to secure that win, a 2nd in a row, with the final score being 21-14. I was able to put on a show, finishing this game with 157 rushing yards off 17 attempts and 2 touchdowns. 2-0 in the season, and we here on the home turf rocking that all black, looking to go 3-0, man. Hey, look, today's the battle of the running backs, as we are taking on Ashton Jeanty and the Raiders. 2nd play of the game, I get my first handoff. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know who my center is, but bro be doing a nice job blocking. I pick up a gain of 17 on my first handoff. But that very next play, I'm stopped in the backfield for a loss of 1 yard. Starting this one off in motion at a 2nd and 11, Jaden is looking my way and gets rid of it right before being hit. And look at me getting up and making that play, losing the defense in the process, and I got an easy walk-in touchdown, man. Let's do it. Hey, y'all see I'm hitting that backflip too. It was time to pull that celebration out the bag. Raiders don't score, and we start this drive off in great field position, but we do lose some yards as Jaden Daniels get brought down with a sack. Very next play off an inside handoff, juking 1 defender in the backfield, finding that open space and taking off, man, for the pay dirt. We get into that end zone, scoring my 2nd touchdown of the game. Hey, y'all boys, don't just give y'all flashbacks to my days at Oregon. The Raiders go down and score, making it 7-14. Handoff up the gut, I find the open seam and pick up a gain of 12. Later that drive at a 2nd and 1. Look at all that open space I got, man. The cut ability is crazy. Been in that corner, and I'm able to get past the 30 before being brought down. We had to settle for a field goal, and the score is now 7-17. Blocking Max Crosby off the edge, and releasing for the check down, making him touch earth before being brought down for a gain of 2. Trying to get some points on the board before halftime, I'm quickly picking up a gain of 5. And with that, I'm now over 100 yards in the game in the first half. Coming back from halftime, the score is now 14-17. He still got that 3-point lead, but I'm trying to change that. Heading to the outside and picking up a huge gain before being brought down past that 30. And let's go ahead and get this out the way for the people that be thinking I'm playing on rookie. That is not the case, man. Dominique Harper just cold. We are on all Madden simulation. Before you know it, we done moved all the way down the field. The easy handoff up the gut would give me my 3rd touchdown of the game. Now that I think about it, man, this might be my breakout game. It's crazy because it's only my 3rd game of the season. But y'all see I'm slipping tackles, picking up another huge gain on the ground. And I want y'all to see how much a good running back can open up the field. Because right here on the read option, everybody worried about me taking the handoff because I've been killing all day. That they completely forget that Jayden Daniels can run the ball too, get into that end zone for another touchdown. Just like that, we would take another win with the final score being 34-17. Hey, man, we looking real good and well-polished so far, I can't lie. I finished the game with 154 rushing yards off of 17 attempts and 3 total touchdowns. Week 4, and we are up against the Atlanta Falcons, ready to go 4-0. Man, we start this game off pretty slow. Meanwhile, Atlanta go up 14-0. I pick up a decent amount of yards before being hit stick. Hey, y'all boys, the Falcons came to play, man, stopping me in the backfield for a loss. But before you know it, on a 3rd and 8, going with that inside handoff, look how quick I adjust and find that open gap. Breaking off into that open field and being brought down inside the 20, man, let's go. Zach Ertz would do the rest, getting us into that end zone for our first 6 of the game. Coming back from half, the score is now 10-14, man. I don't know what it is about these guys, but everybody trying to light me up for some reason. But one thing about your boys, I'm going to get mine back. I need my revenge, man. I'm breaking off into the open field. Hey, I seen I ran a 4.32 at the combine. We finna put that to use. I'm going untouched into the end zone. Let me hit that backflip. Another big play by your boy. Score is now 17-14. We are up. Screen pass my way. I get set up with some good blocks, find a lot of open space. I spin out of 1 tackle, being brought down past that 30. Moving down the field, we trying to stretch that lead. Going untouched through the middle, picking up a gain of 10 before being brought down. Inside the red zone at a 2nd and 4, I'm going to take the handoff up the gut, untouched, and get into that end zone. Fourth quarter now, the score is 24-21. They cut it within 3 again. Y'all see I got a wide open seam up the middle, picking up a big gain. Last play before the 2-minute warning, I'm able to pick up a quick gain of 9. A big 3rd down play, the ball be placed in my hands. We get that 1st down with ease. But I got my mindset on 6. We picking up a huge play on the ground, but y'all see that flag, and it will be called holding on the offense. Tried to settle for the field goal, but he missed. Atlanta reclaims the lead, making it 28-24. Last play of the game, Jayden Daniels got to put it up in the air, and it gets intercepted. That's ball game. And just like that, man, we take our first loss of the season with the final score being 28-24. But I had a huge day with 185 rushing yards off of 18 attempts and 2 touchdowns. Another away game trying to get things back on track. We are up against the LA Chargers. At a 2nd and 2, I take my first handoff for the game, picking up a quick 1st down. Very next play, the ball's going to be placed right back in my hands, and this time I pick up a gain of 10. First and 10 inside the red zone. We're going straight up the middle, and I go completely untouched. Give me 6, man. Scoring my first touchdown of the game. Haven't really been able to break one yet. Late in the 2nd quarter, I'm picking up a quick gain of 5. Very next play, we looking a lot like the first week. Coming out the backfield, it winds up getting intercepted. And to make matters worse, he gets a great return out of it. Score is now 7-3 in the 3rd quarter. I'm taking the handoff straight up the gut at a 2nd and 11 and picking up a gain of 9. Very next play, at a 3rd and 2, coach felt good about me getting that 1st down, and I do. Later that drive, at a 2nd and 8, he gonna give it to me on a check down, and I grab us a quick 1st. And finally, man, y'all know it was coming sooner or later. I found an open gap in the defense. We taking off and getting to that end zone for my 2nd of the game. They go down and score, also making the score 14-9. Right back at it, picking up a gain of 10. Facing the 3rd down. Coming out the backfield again, he gonna look my way. Deliver a dot to me, and we gonna pick up that 1st down plus more. A very low-scoring game for us, but we still come out on top with the final score being 14-9. I had a pretty decent game, finishing with 102 rushing yards off of 16 attempts and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, the team feel good. I feel good. Every time we step out on that field, we give it everything we got. And to be honest, that right there is the main ingredient to playing winning football. Now, going into this season, we knew in order to be a playoff team, we would have to play, if not perfect, then close to it. And I feel like us having the same goal as a team just makes things a lot easier. What's the word, y'all boys? Now, if y'all was tapping into my last episode, then y'all seen I kicked my rookie season off to a hot start. And since then, everything been going great when it comes to football, as y'all can tell by the intro. But outside of football, things got a little shaky here recently. Now, as y'all know from watching the last episode, me and my girl Azaria are now engaged. So during my first bye week, me, my fiance, and my daughter headed out to my hometown of Alabama to look for a wedding venue. Now, as y'all know, your boy is big time now. And especially with me having my family with me, I did not want to be recognized or harassed by fans. So we ended up flying private. And if y'all been watching me since the beginning, then y'all know that my family back home ain't really like my family. And even though I fell out with just about all of them, I still had one cousin that I could trust and depend on. So when we finally touched down in Birmingham, Alabama, he was there to come pick us up from the airport. I decided we would just stay with him for the time we're down there instead of getting a hotel and running the risk of being seen. But little did I know that that would be a mistake too. See, cause that very next day, I would be met with a surprise that honestly, I would have never saw it coming. So somehow my cousin didn't get the memo that I was trying to stay low-key from everybody, including family. But he explained to me that he told a couple of the family members that I was in town and that there was somebody in particular that wanted to come and see me. And as y'all can tell by the look on my face, it wasn't just a regular somebody.
Oh man, I can't believe it, my son. Man, I have
Nah, see, I can't even let you do that. I don't even know how you feel comfortable calling me your son. Man, you don't understand it at all. You don't understand what I had to go through living with Aunt Tamika. Man, I was homeless at one point. Nobody to turn to. Honestly, I don't even know how we talking right now. It's really no point. I mean, you can't fix all the years you was gone. You see, I made it this far without you. I could go the rest of my life the same way. So, I mean, what is it you really got to tell me?
Look, son, I know I messed up, all right? I beat myself up for it every single day. I know I should have took care of my responsibilities, which was you. But look, man, here's the truth. When your mom passed, I didn't know what to do with myself. I mean, she's the only person that made me feel like I had purpose. And I felt like if I tried to do this parenting thing alone, I would just let you down. And I didn't want to fail you, even though I know I failed at being a father. And you don't have to forgive me, but I just want you to understand. And I want to let you know that even though you didn't see me there, I was still watching, man. I remember your first football game. 4 touchdowns, one of them was a game winner. I actually made it to all of them. I couldn't bring myself to see you face to face. And I saw you was doing well for yourself and I didn't want to ruin it. But I knew at one point I would have to at least try to explain myself to you and give you the apology that you deserve.
Man, after speaking with my dad, after all these years that went by, I spent that whole night wide awake just thinking. Part of me wanted to let it go and just forgive him, but another side of me was telling me to not let him off the hook that easy. And as much as I would love to be close to my dad, I know that even though sometimes it sucks, you gotta love some people from a distance. So as y'all can tell, man, I'm torn. I don't know what to do, but hopefully I'll figure something out quick. But before you know it, my time in Alabama came to an end and I was right back in Washington getting ready for my next game of the season. Now look, y'all know your boy been balling out and hopefully what happened when I was back home doesn't get in the way of my game. I'm gonna have to put up a mental barrier before I head out on that field. We are on the home turf for the 6th game of the season going up against Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. First snap of the game, the ball's going in my hands, and y'all see how open it is off the rip, man. Breaking off for a huge run, taking 2 defenders out their shoes before being brought down past that 50. Very next play, they're going right back to me. This time I'm able to pick up a gain of 6. Few plays later, faking the handoff, coming out the backfield. JD's going to look my way. I bring this one in and get us up past the 20. Right there inside the red zone at a 2nd and inches, I make the first guy miss, but I'm brought down for a loss. 2nd and goal, faking the handoff again. This play was a straight disaster. Defense was all over this one, being brought down for another loss. But it's all good, man. I'm finna get all that yardage back, sneaking out the backfield. He gonna go my way, and I get us that touchdown. Scoring my first of the game and putting us up early against Chicago. They go down and tie it up 7-7. The handoff straight up the middle will give me a gain of 14. Standing at midfield at a 3rd and inches, they're going to put the ball in my hands. I convert that first down with ease and pick up more. First and goal, we got an outside handoff. I'm able to find space with great blocking setup, and I get into that end zone for my second of the game. First handoff of the second half, I run straight into a brick wall, picking up only a gain of 1. Another inside handoff, I'm taking that B gap and picking up a gain of 7. A 3rd and 3, and very rarely do I not convert, but they are able to stop me inches short. But y'all know we is not playing conservative. We going for it, and I'm able to get it plus more. We end up having to settle for a field goal that drive, and the Bears don't score, making it 7-17. As y'all see, I'm breaking off for a huge run. A few plays later at a 2nd and 10, already threatening. We inside the red zone. I'm going to get us more yardage, getting us close to that end zone. Before you know it, we facing a 3rd and goal, and for the second time today, I'm stopped short. But we ended up going for it and scored, making it 24-14. So the Bears scored 2, but man, I fumbled at the worst time of the game. They go get a field goal, making it 17-24. It's in the 3rd and 17. He's going to fire it out my way, and I get lit up. So with 30 seconds left in the 4th quarter, we're forced to punt. But thankfully, that was not enough time for them to get on the board again. So we end up walking away with that win, with the final score being 24-17. And besides that fumble, I had a pretty decent game, finishing with 94 rushing yards off of 19 attempts and a touchdown, and 8 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. 7th game of the season, we at the AT&T Stadium taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Starting off this game on the ground, also, I'm able to pick up a gain of 8 off the rip. Very next play with a handoff up the middle, I'm met with defense as soon as I get the ball, being brought down inches short of a first down. But coach put his trust in me at a 3rd and inches, but sadly I'm stopped short, putting us at a 4th and 2. Dallas don't score either, but before you know it, we facing another 3rd down. He gonna go my way. But once again, we do not convert, man. We had a 4th and inches. Dallas goes down and scores, making it 7-0. First handoff for this drive, I only pick up a gain of 4. We ended up having a punt on that drive also. This is the next drive, and we get started off with a handoff. Finally, I see some daylight, taking some angles and picking up a big chunk of yards before being brought down. But that very next play, JD got sacked, putting us at a 2nd and 17. Giving it to me out the flat, I make one person miss and pick up a gain of 6. Still nothing on that last drive. It's now the 3rd quarter. Dallas is up 10-0. Y'all know what Dominique Harper is known for, man. Breaking out into open field, I'm not going to get fed. Going untouched for I don't even know how many yards, but we get into that end zone, scoring our first touchdown of the game. Dallas will go down and score a field goal, making it 13-7. Before you know it, we facing another 3rd down. Ain't been doing good on 3rd downs, but this time we do. He goes my way on a comeback, and I'm able to cut loose and find some open space, picking up a big gain. 3rd and 10, I'm lined up against that linebacker. I got the speed to beat him down the sideline, but somehow I'm not able to come down with it, putting us at a 4th and 10. But it's the 4th quarter, and coach said we done playing conservative, as JD finds me open across the middle, and I pick up that first down. 2nd and 3, sneaking out the backfield. He's going to go my way again for a short gain. Jaden Daniels dropping back to pass, but instead he's going to take it himself. And it pays to have a quarterback that can get outside that pocket, man. We get into that end zone and take the lead. But Dallas went down and scored a field goal, making it 16-14, leaving us 4 seconds left on the clock. I make a big reception, but it don't really matter. Just like that, we take an L to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, with the final score being 16-14. I finished the game with 108 rushing yards off of 7 attempts and 1 touchdown, and 67 receiving yards off of 7 catches. Stepping into the 8th game of the season, after coming off a hard loss, we are in Kansas City taking on the Chiefs. I would get my first handoff for the game at a 2nd and 10. Defense already in the backfield, and I only pick up a gain of 3. 3rd and 7, I'm coming at the backfield and coming across the middle. He gonna look my way. I don't have enough for that first down, putting us at a 4th and 3. Kansas City goes down and gets a field goal. Right here, I pick up a gain of 3 again. Slot receivers start off in motion. Yet again, another handoff that gets shut down. I don't know what's going on, but they game planned against me. Looking like we might have to attack more in the air this game as JD hits me coming out the flat, and I'm able to bend that corner just enough to get that first down. We try running the ball again at a 2nd and 11, and again I'm brought down after a gain of 3. 3rd and 8, we going with the screen pass. He gonna give it out to me, set up with some great blocks. I pick up that first and more. I'm not gonna lie, man. Them boys definitely game planned against me because I done got shut down so far. We gonna have to figure something out. Look, y'all boys, you can even tell I'm low-key getting frustrated. But like I said earlier, it looks like I'll be able to kill more so in the air than on the ground as JD finds me on the 3rd and 11 and I pick up that first down and more. Very next play, another handoff that gets shut down after a gain of 1. And a few plays later, instead of gaining 1 yard, I'm losing 1. And after a long drive, a dot to Deebo Samuels will get us into that end zone, give us that lead against the Chiefs. Kansas City don't score, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time I'm actually able to find some room this game, picking up a gain of 15. 30 seconds left in the first half. At a 3rd and 1, I'm able to convert and pick up much more. Finally able to find some space again, picking up another big chunk of yards. But we don't score, not even a field goal. And it seemed like I was making progress, but the first play of the 3rd quarter gets shut down. 2nd and 10, I'm fading out to the flat. He gonna look my way and deliver a dot. Run through one defender and keep going for a gain of 7. Very next play at a 3rd and 3, I'm able to pick up that first down off a short completion. And once again, I'm finally able to find some more breathing room, being set up with some great blocks. I juke one defender out his shoes and pick up a gain of around 15. Very next play with a handoff up the gut, I'm able to make back-to-back big plays on the ground. Before you know it, we facing the 3rd and 11, and a complete busting coverage will leave me wide open for an easy walk-in touchdown, scoring my first of the game. The Chiefs will go and kick a field goal, making it 6-14. The 2nd and 9, I'm slicing and dicing through that defense for that first for a gain of 11. Very next play, set up with a screen pass. JD gonna go my way. I'm able to bend the corner and get that first down. We were able to nil out the clock and win this game with the final score being 14-6. I ain't gonna lie, y'all boys. It was looking a little shaky for me at first, but finally I was able to start finding some space and was able to have a decent game, finishing with 10 receptions for 83 yards and a touchdown and 94 rushing yards off 20 attempts. Sunday night, primetime football, we back at home. And for the 9th game of the season, we will be taking on the Seattle Seahawks. My first handoff of the game came at a 2nd and 2, taking it straight up the seam and picking up a gain of 6. Starting this one off in motion, I found myself open right there in the middle. JD's gonna look my way, deliver a dot, and we get that first down. Going right back to me in the flat for back-to-back receptions, and this time I pick up a gain of 8. 2nd and 2 on my number is called, attacking that A-gap and picking up that first down. Before you know it, we right outside the 20, facing the 3rd and 10. Your boys open across the middle again, there to pick up that first down. We able to get a touchdown, and Seattle goes down and gets a field goal, making it 3-7, as I'm able to pick up a gain of 9. 1st and 10, slot receiver starts off in motion. I take the handoff and pick up a gain of 9 again. Hey, y'all boys, we was putting a good drive together, and I don't know what possessed Jaden Daniels to lob this my way, especially in double coverage. Of course, that's going to get picked off, and to make matters worse, he's going to take this back for a pick 6. A minute 15 left in the 2nd half. The score is now 10-7. Seattle's up, and I pick up a gain of 7. Started the 3rd quarter, but it's now 3rd and 8. JD going to me in the flat, but misses me, so now we're going to have to punt the ball off. Luckily, they don't score. In the first play of that next drive, I'm able to pick up a quick gain of 7. In that very next play, I nearly break one, man. I was cutting through that defense, but ultimately, I'm brought down past the 50. 1st and 10, we got an outside handoff, trying to bend that corner, and I pick up a gain of 8 before being brought down. First play of the 4th quarter. 2nd and 2, I'm able to pick up a gain of around 7. A few plays later, at a 2nd and 10, he's going to give me a handoff up the middle, and I pick up a gain of 9. Back-to-back big plays on the ground. At a 3rd and 1, I easily get that first down and keep going until I get inside the 10. 2nd and goal with an inside handoff. I go untouched into that end zone, scoring my first of the game. Seattle would go and score a field goal, making it 17-14. Minute 20 left in the 4th quarter. At a 2nd and 19, Jayden Daniels would throw an interception, most likely putting it into this game. They actually don't score, but we're backed up in our end zone with 30 seconds left and the full field to go, so it's pretty much wraps. And just like that, we would take our 2nd L of the season against the Seattle Seahawks. We just really couldn't get nothing going. But hopefully next game this won't be the case and we can get things back on track. Right back on our home turf for the 10th game of the season. This time we rocking that all black. But hey, y'all boys, we got a tough opponent across from us today, which is the Detroit Lions. The perfect test to see if we can get things back on track. My first rush of the game gets shut down after a gain of 2 yards. Hey, I'll tell you who is locked in. Jayden Daniels taking off for a huge scramble, nearly getting past midfield before being brought down. Inside handoff, and yet again he gets shut down. But it's all good, man. That very next play out of 2nd and 10, I'm breaking off for that first down and more. Second and 10 with the slot starting off in motion. Able to find a small crease and pick up a gain of 7. Right outside the 20 at a 1st and 10, we're going with another handoff. I'm able to gash the defense on the ground with another nice play. But before you know it, we facing the 3rd and goal, and Jayden Daniels just barely missed me. Detroit goes down and scores, making it 7-3. JD hits me in the flat. It dang near looked like a screen pass how open it was, and I'm able to flip the field and get us past that 50. Starting this one off in motion, fading out to the right. In one-on-one coverage, I like my odds, and so does Jayden Daniels throwing a dot my way, picking up a huge gain. Few plays later, sneaking at the backfield at a 2nd and 5, he gonna go my way again. I lower my pass on one defender before being brought down a few yards short of the end zone.
This is a nice physical game here that they can continue to...
Tight end starting off in motion, give me an extra blocker for me to sneak my way into that end zone untouched, scoring my first of the game and giving us that lead against Detroit. Started the 2nd half, I'm going down to the flat. JD gonna deliver a dot my way. I snatched one set of ankles, 2 set of ankles before being brought down past that 40, man. Let's go. 3rd and 8, and you can see me and JD starting to gain some chemistry because we completing way more passes than we was at the beginning of the season. 2nd and 5, I'm sneaking up the middle. I got a comeback route. He gonna deliver my way for that first down. I get popped, but I hold on to it. We ended up settling for a field goal, but Detroit scores, making it 14-13. I pick up a gain of 9. At a 2nd and 11, I barely even be running routes for real. I just get open. He finds me in the middle of the field, and I pick up that first. I've been working this linebacker all game. I'm going to do it again. As JD finds me open across the middle, I pick up a huge gain, getting us inside the 20. And before you know it, our big tight end, Zach Ertz, will get us into that end zone, taking the lead again. Score is now 21-14. They must have got a turnover because we get the ball in great field position. Y'all see I'm making something out of that, man. We get into that end zone off of one run play. Let's go. And now I don't want to speak too soon because we still got the rest of the season left, but it looks like we got things back on track. Taking that dub against the Detroit Lions with the final score being 28-14. And as y'all just seen, your boy had a really good game. Finishing with 82 rushing yards off of 14 attempts and 2 touchdowns. And a big day in the air with 118 receiving yards off of 10 receptions. So even though I had a lot going on in my personal life, I was still able to go out on that field and put up some good numbers.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Usai made a mess, G5 by the jet. I'm about to catch, I double the bed. I'm in the stretch, from south to the west. Throw the best, get home with a check. He done fucked up, put some dough on his head. Came me knocked down, left the nut on the left. When it catch up like a motherfucking tread. Yeah, yeah. kill. Nigga fucked up tryna hide the pie. Drum on the stick on the side of switch. Call up a little pretty vibe. Pull up and let her massage the dick. All that you knew ride. We whipping and swerving all kind of shit. Whipping and running. My little niggas pulling up gun and they hear what they trying to hear. I started running. We shooting rats right in their stomachs and leave them inside. Ain't nothing funny when you got a bread on the.
Hey, I'm finna have to go here in a minute. I know my folk be tripping.
Ain't twin, you about to dip already? Nah, I feel you the finna slide too. These fucking ain't even popping it for real.
Yeah, the longest. Good shop a bone to crash.
Boy, you keep cutting it awfully close to your curfew.
Yeah, I know, my bad. That's my last time.
That's all right, but just before I went to sleep, I wanted to show you they got you in the newspaper again. I talked to Darnell. He say, that boy good. I told him I can't be no more proud of my grandson. But look at here, he still can't whoop me.
My name is Jaquez Hines, but I go by Quez for short. And I'm a 5-star receiver out here in Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, that sounds good and everything, but let me give y'all the breakdown of my story. Alright, so look, I grew up with my mom who was working a pretty good job and made a decent income, providing an easy life for her kids, which was me and my brother. His name is Darius, and we was actually pretty well-behaved kids growing up. And while I chose football, he chose to become a rapper, but we gonna get into that later. But like I said, everything was smooth for us. Up until my mom got real sick to the point where she was basically living in the hospital. Now, of course, this was devastating, especially for me and my brother. Her getting sick took a toll on everything, to be honest. Money started running thin, and around this time is when we had to move in with our grandparents. But while it was hard for me, I did not let it slow me down at all. I was still showing up to workout, showing up to practice, but most importantly, I was still out there dominating on that field every Friday night. I mean, yeah, it sucked that all this happened during my senior year, but at the end of the day, I had a goal in mind and I refused to let anything get in the way of me reaching it. Man, I had all the offers any high school kid could dream of from the most prestigious programs. So from the football point of view, everything was going uphill. But even when I was off the field, I was still focused. I mean, part of going to a great D1 program is academics. And I was able to maintain a 4.0 GPA throughout all 4 years of high school, making sure that on paper, I look like the perfect candidate for any school that's interested. And outside of school, I made sure to get myself a little job so I could stay occupied and stay out the way. And also, as y'all know, my mom can't work, so I wanted to be able to take care of myself too. Now, for my brother, on the other hand, he had been graduated and decided to take his rap career serious. And I ain't gonna lie, the music was hard. He was starting to get noticed, and he even ended up signing to a label. But with our mom going down sick, and him being the oldest, he felt like it was his turn to provide for the family. And that label wasn't paying him enough. Well, at least not to him. So while he was trying to grow his name as a bigger artist, and hopefully start to make more bread, he found other ways to make money faster in the meantime. This is when everything went downhill, man. He got knee deep into the streets doing stuff he ain't had no business doing. Fast forward to senior night, the last home game in the regular season. And man, I was full of emotion because my high school career is slowly coming to an end, but mainly because my mom wasn't going to be able to be in the crowd watching me. But regardless, man, I went out there and put on a clinic, breaking off for huge receptions, scoring touchdowns, man, doing anything I had to do to get our team the dub. And after having another outstanding game and getting a huge win with the team, we decided to go out and celebrate. It was me, a few of the teammates, and my brother pulled up too. He was just doing what any good big brother would do and celebrated my success with me. And while everybody enjoying themselves, having a great night, things quickly took a drastic turn. See, being in the streets come with repercussions. While we was in a party, some dude came up to my brother claiming that he be selling on his territory. Well, things escalated pretty quick, and while they was fighting, my brother dropped something. He had a gun, and when it hit the ground, it went off. Now, luckily, it didn't hit nobody, but everybody took off running, and of course, somebody called the police. And when they showed up, they found my brother's backpack that he tried to ditch before he took off. But he made the dumb mistake of leaving his ID in there. And along with his ID was wads of money, which raised suspicion. And later that night, not only did they call my brother, but they called me in there for questioning too. Apparently, after speaking to a few people that was at the party, they told the cops that when the gun fell, it was in our area. And it was unregistered, so the feds didn't know who it belonged to. But the whole time I did. Now, of course, they let me go that same night since I wasn't convicted of anything, but they told me that if I knew something, then I better tell the truth. And the investigation was still going. So then I was stuck between a rock and a hard place, because it's either I lie to protect my brother, but I end up losing all my scholarships, or I tell the truth, go off to college, but that would mean me snitching on my blood brother. So I ain't know what to do, but they was not giving me a break. A few days after the incident, one of my teammates that was at the party hit me up, and he said the cops been breathing down his neck too, and he was tired of it. And that's when he told me that he had a video of what happened, which would also show whose gun it was. And he left me with the ultimatum to either tell the cops myself, or he would show them the video so they could leave him alone. But if he did that, then I might lose all my scholarships and a chance to go to college. So I had to make a decision, and I had to make one quick.
Your eyes never lie, even if they tell.
The police opened up. I'm here for Darius Hines.
Man, to this day, I don't know how they figured it out. Because I had made my mind up and decided to not say nothing and take that risk. And after I questioned my teammate, he said he didn't say a word either. So as y'all could guess, man, I was in complete shock. So now my brother's in jail, mom's in the hospital, and yeah, I still have to make the biggest decision of my career. And it feels like I'm doing it all alone. Y'all see it, man. After doing some hard thinking, your boy ended up committing to South Carolina. And I decided to go here because I still wanted to stay close to home while playing for a good school in the best conference. This way I can grow my brand, and I'll still be able to visit my mom and pay some visits to my brother. But I know y'all ready to watch me dominate, man, so let's get into this season. Yes, sir, man. Your boy's first tunnel walk. Got a lot of nerves coming into this one, but the good kind. You know I'm finna come in here and dominate, man. The environment is crazy, man. A big step from high school. I mean, of course, but everybody going wild, man. All these fans. Yeah, bro, I can't wait. And as y'all can see, man, the first game of the season, we're up against the University of Miami. Right off the back, man, first play of our first drive, I'm going to fade out to the left. He's going to deliver a pass my way, and I just barely get that first down. Score is 10-10 in the second quarter, and he's going to have to put this one in the air, man. But instead, he throws it straight to the defense, and they get an interception. Going back to the first play of this game again, fading out to the left, the DB going to get the best of me on this one. 50 seconds left into the half. I got one reception for 10 yards, but I'm trying to change that, catching the pass in the middle for a decent game. Very next play, I got an option to make this a comeback or an out route. Y'all see what I went with, but it didn't really work. Third quarter, we up a touchdown with the score being 17-10. QB go my way on the screen, and I get us a gain of 9 yards. Not gonna lie, man, I was starting to get a little frustrated because I'm used to dominating every DB, but this is the second time. Another screen play, QB gonna shoot it my way again. This time I try to get loose, juking one defender before being brought down at the 30. Moving down that field slowly but surely. I got an in route, he gonna throw a dot for 14 yards. Catching the defense, not paying attention, man. He gonna try to press, but that's the wrong decision. I get behind him, the QB gonna lob up a dime, and I'll make my way to the end zone for my first collegiate touchdown, man. Up 2 touchdowns already, and we right back in the red zone on the 3rd and 4. He gonna deliver a dot my way for that first down. So we end up taking that win, man, with the final score being 17-27 over the 8th ranked team in the nation. My thoughts after this first game, man, is that I absolutely love it here. Crowd is lit, man. We playing some good competition. Coach is getting me involved with 111 receiving yards off of 8 catches and a touchdown. Second game of the season is another home game, but it's a rainy one against FCS East. Starting the game off with a screen pass, and I do not get much out of this one, only 8 yards before being pushed out of bounds. A few plays later, and he had me wide open, man. He just had to lob it, but instead he gets deflected. Second drive, and we up 7-0. I got a deep slant. He gonna find me across the middle for a good gain of 18 yards. Second and 8 and off a screen pass. This one going nowhere. Started the second quarter, we up 14-0. I'm cutting across the defense on a third down, but I do not get enough to get that first. Going right back to the screen pass, man, but I'm finally able to get over 10 yards, bringing this one up to the 35 before being pushed out of bounds. Second and 10, fading out to the left, man. He take a little bit too long getting that out to me, giving time for the defense to recover. Second and 10, I'm headed up the left side of the field again. He gonna deliver a dot my way this time, getting us that first down and a little bit more. Trying to add on to that lead, man. I got a deep slant, and I definitely did call for this one. He threw it my way, which wound up intercepted. Third quarter, and the score is still 14-0. I'm fading out to the right, bring it upfield, juke the defense before getting us some extra yards. Supposed to be a slant, but man, I cut it upfield. I was way too open, and I pick up a decent game. Fourth quarter, we up 24-6. I make a cut inside, break out of one tackle before being brought down for a short gain. And once again, man, we're going to come out with the dub. The final score being 31-6. Now I had some pretty good contribution to the game with 100 receiving yards off 11 catches, averaging 9 yards per catch. Starting off the season strong, man. We 2-0, but now we going up against another ranked team, which as y'all can see is Indiana. So this should be a good one. Y'all can't lie, man. That all white look crispy. That ain't the point, man. First play of the game, I got an in route for a gain of 12. Second and 10, we got a comeback route. QB throwing the easy pass for a gain of 9. We get on the board first and take the lead with the score being 7-0 as I grab another quick reception. Second quarter now, and the score is 14-7. Cooking Indiana on these in routes, and we're going to keep it going. Right back at it, another in route, another completion for a gain of 14. Third and 4 in the red zone. I'm trying to get my second touchdown of the season. And while I do get close, I don't get enough. Coming back from halftime, we're still up 1 touchdown with the score being 21-14. We gonna pass it out to the left. Only one person to beat, which is the safety, and I probably would have got more if I didn't try to hurdle. But nevertheless, still a big play. Defense doing their thing, and now we're up 2 touchdowns. I don't know how this happened, but I bring it in the catch for a decent game. Open on the left side of the field, the QB gonna go my way for a gain of 13. Still trying to grab the second touchdown in my season. Now I'm wide open on the left side of the field. QB gonna look my way for my second touchdown, man.
No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
14 seconds left in the third quarter. The score is now 35-21. QB gonna find me in the middle, and I take this up for a huge gain, getting one defender off me before being brought down close to that 30.
After a huge completion.
And I ain't gonna lie, man, I wasn't expecting this at all, but they give me the handoff. I'm looking for somebody to pass it to. I had one in the back of the end zone. I went with the safe option. We end up getting 3 points out of that drive, making it 38-21. I grab another reception for 9 yards. South Carolina comes out on top with another win, with the final score being 45-21. I might have just had the game of the year off a whopping 197 yards for 13 catches and a touchdown. Right back on the home turf, man. It's a rainy day, and we got a real test as we are facing off against Texas, our biggest test of the year so far. We get stalled our first drive, and Texas goes up 3. My first reception comes off of this comeback route. Now the second and inches, they're going to go right back to me again, grabbing us that first down. Faking into the inside, cutting back outside. He going to deliver a dot my way. And I don't know about y'all, but I see a whole lot of green grass. Taking off for a huge gain, being brought down by the 20. We got all the momentum in the world after that play, looking to get a touchdown. And bro, he going to throw a mean interception off of my comeback route, putting an end to all the momentum we just had. They go up 10-0 as I bring in another reception off a deep in route. And even after that interception, man, I'm still full of energy and I feel good on the field. DB must not know the name, man. He gonna try to press me off the line, and that does not work. QB finally throws a lob, and I get into that end zone, man. What a good catch.
Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated.
Just so y'all know, man, I'm not cheating y'all. We playing on Heisman difficulty. Don't be in the comments hating, man. I'm just cold like that. Score is now 17-7. They go down and score 2, but I get another reception off a comeback. Trying to get on that board before it get out of hand, man. They gonna leave me open on the street. Lenore Sellers actually throwing dimes today, and I get us another big game. I'm getting cheated by the refs, man. I'm right there in the end zone. Could have sworn I had my feet in bounds, but they did not call a touchdown. Third quarter now, man, and we getting demolished. Score is now 31-10. I got another reception, but I mean, don't really mean much. Cutting upfield, I got an out route. He gonna go my way again, and I bring in another big reception.
Makes a connection. Gets it inside the 10, out of bounds.
Down there in the red zone, man, the QB got an easy pass. Connects with me for my second touchdown of the game. Going crazy against Texas. That was the last of our highlights, man. Texas will go on to give us our first L of the season with the final score being 31-17. As y'all seen, your boy was showing out today. I feel like I played better against better competition. I finished this one with 11 receptions for 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. Game 5 of the season, and we all see that Go Big Blue. Y'all already know who we're going up against. Just in case you don't, man, we up against Kentucky. And this was actually one of my options of schools I would go to. But let's see if we can bounce back after taking that tough loss. Back-to-back rained out game. I'm telling y'all that because he threw a beautiful pass, but it slipped straight through my fingers. 3rd and 12, and it looks like we a little shaken up from last week's loss as the QB oversells me. Neither of us score, and I'm supposed to go with a streak, but I fade into the inside. He gonna throw a dot my way. I bring this one in for a huge game.
Some of those drops, and it's just part of the game. Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often.
Lined up with nobody in front of me, I audible myself to a post. Should have been a big play, but he throws a horrible pass.
And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big time.
At least we go on the board, taking the lead with the score being 3-0. I got a comeback route, and this going to slip through my fingers, too. Beating that DB off the line, I got an in route. He going to go my way, and I bring this one in for a decent game. Trying it again, man. I got another comeback route. He gonna throw a dot my way, and I bring this one in finally.
Makes the catch. It's high.
Right there in the red zone. It should be an easy completion, but it slipped through my hands again. And for a second time, man, the rain in Kentucky must be different. 3rd quarter, and we're up 10-0. I'm open, fading out to the left, but what are these passes he's throwing? Yeah, man, the offense is really struggling this game. As y'all can see, he goes my way again, but that pass slips through my fingers. Going right back at it, man. I got another in route, and this one I'm able to bring in. Marching down that field, and I got a post. Finally, he gonna deliver a dot my way for a touchdown.
The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the second half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead, now you get your defense back on the field. Great job.
4th quarter, defense doing their thing, and the score is 17-3. I got a jet sweep, trying to give me some wiggle room, but I can only get 5 yards out of this one. Very next play, I got a comeback route on the 3rd and 6, making sure I bring this one in so we can get that first down. 3rd and 3, all we need is that first, but we're going to go for more. Delivering the pass my way, getting us inside that red zone. And despite us having a bad offensive showcase, we still come out on top with the score being 24-3. Like I said earlier, man, we lucky our defense was doing their thing. Y'all seen I dropped way too many passes. It got to be something about this rain, man. But despite me having a rough game, I still finished with 111 receiving yards off of 7 catches and 1 touchdown.
So this squad got a good win today.
They sure did. They put the rest of college.
Mr. Hines, many would say the SEC is the most prestigious conference in college football. Knowing this, how do you feel your transition has gone from high school to college?
I feel like my transition's been pretty good so far. I look forward to playing against good competition, and that's part of the reason why I decided to play in the SEC. And also, when you got guys like my teammates and my coaches that got your back even outside of the field, it makes the transition pretty easy.
You're a freshman, but you're already playing like a veteran. What's your mindset going into each game?
I mean, my mindset is honestly doing whatever it takes to get the win, and I feel like the whole team would agree with that. We put in a lot of work behind the scenes, and it's all for a purpose at the end of the day. We trying to go as far as we possibly can, and hopefully that's a championship game. And I wouldn't be playing at a high level if I didn't have a quarterback playing at a high level also. And he wouldn't be able to throw the ball if we didn't have an O-line taking care of their assignment. So when we all play as a team, we all succeed. If y'all was tapped into the first episode, then y'all know I came into college not with the best mindset. Man, I had a lot going on in my life. But after these first 5 games of the season, man, everything flipped for the better. Judging off the intro, y'all see I'm starting to get some recognition. But even outside of football, my personal life has been going uphill too. Like for starters, I was able to use some of that money I made from working my job back home and from signing a few small NIL deals to get myself a whip. And a pretty nice one too, if you ask me. And I was able to make a video visitation call to my brother. I mean, it felt good to talk to him and see a smile on his face. He let me know that he wasn't gonna be in there for too long, and I can't wait till the day he come out. And I also let him know that our mom is doing better. And of course, I had to let him know how good I'm doing in football. And just as I expected, he was proud of me and everything I'm accomplishing. And to add the cherry on top, we had a little event on campus where some of the players were invited to work in the shop, giving a chance for all the fans and the kids to come meet the players in person. And I was one of those people that got invited. And y'all can see by the smile on my face, man, I was actually enjoying that event. To see people buying that number 7 jersey with my name on the back, it was lit, man, I can't lie. But eventually, my eyes got locked on to something decent. So I started chopping it up with this girl that had walked in, and she told me she'd be at all the home games and she already knew who I was. So we continued to chop it up, and you already know I left with that phone number. So yeah, man, despite the way I was feeling when I came into college, everything been going good for your boy lately. I'm in high hopes and I'm ready to go out on that field and dominate. Picking up right where we left off, man. 6th game of the season, we up against Tennessee, currently ranked number 13 in the nation. But that ain't finna put no fear in our hearts, man. We here to play. First drive of the game, and it's 2nd and 20. I got a go route, and he gonna throw it up my way without me even calling for the ball. And double coverage is kind of a compliment, but man, this can't happen, because this winds up getting intercepted. Tennessee is up 10, and I got a post wide open down the middle. He gonna throw a dot my way. I pick up a huge gain, getting us inside the red zone. Coming back from halftime, I only got 1 catch and scored 7-10. I'm fading out to the left to receive my 2nd catch of the game. 3rd and 6, I'm supposed to have a go route, but I'm just trying to get that first down, so I come back to the ball for that first. Very next play, I got a full head of steam getting down that field. The QB's gonna throw in the double coverage again, but I guess this is why he believed in me, because I come down with a huge catch. Mean head tap catching 2 bodies. And the ref called pass interference. That make it look 10 times worse. After making that big play, man, that's only right I get rewarded. Heading out to the left, the QB's gonna throw my way for that touchdown. Just in case y'all need a reminder, man, we are playing on Heisman. The whole series will be on Heisman. Tennessee will go up 3, making the score 17-14. I got to come back for a gain of 8 yards. 2nd and 8, trying to take the lead again. I'm cutting out to the left. He gonna throw a dot my way, getting us that first down and more. Your boy making big plays this game, man. Got another go route. He gonna go my way again. Throwing a beautiful ball behind the defense, and I get us inside the 10. After scoring 2 more touchdowns, man, we end up taking the win with the score being 28-17. I already know I'm finna see some highlights of myself on ESPN and all over TikTok, man. I can't wait. But I end this one with 161 receiving yards off 11 targets, 8 catches, and a touchdown. Game 7, we had an away game against the Arkansas Razorbacks. And after taking that dub against Tennessee, man, we came out to this one on fire. So to be honest, man, Arkansas ain't really put up too much of a battle. We ended up taking that dub with the final score being 42-23. And of course, I put on a show with 176 receiving yards off of 9 catches and 3 touchdowns. Game 8, and we back at the crib. Now this right here is a big game, not only for the team, but also for me personally. Not only can it determine how good of a team we actually are, but it can also give me some bragging rights, man. And the reason that I say that, if y'all haven't put 2 and 2 together yet, we are up against my home state of Georgia. And right now, they are currently ranked number 3 with a perfect record. When y'all see the camera zoomed out, man, y'all know I'm locked in. Cutting out to the left, QB gonna throw a dot my way for a gain of 14 off the rip. Very next play, I got an in route, and he gonna go my way again, connecting with me for another gain of around 14. Trying to tie this game up and get on that board too, man. I'm fading into the right, and I get real close to that end zone before they bring me down. Looking to grab my 4th reception of the game, and it came in the end zone, man. Feel good to score against your home state and tie the game up. It's gonna be a long one. He go down and kick a field goal, making the score 10-7. When it's 3rd and 1, I'm just looking to get that first down, which I do. Very next play, I got a short slant for a gain of 5. And again on the 3rd down, I come in clutch, grabbing us that first. Another third down, man. We're still putting this drive together. Supposed to have a corner route, but I cut inside. Getting some open space. He gonna deliver a dot for a huge gain. We get a touchdown to take that lead, and they go kick another field goal, making the score 14-13, and I'm wide open on another end round, cooking the defense right now.
The freshman brought down after bringing that one in. Guys, you never want to sound the upset alert bell too early.
Minute left in the half. I got another out route. He gonna go my way. I get past that defense and keep my feet moving to get past that first down. Down here in the red zone with 25 seconds left in the half. I'm just getting open, and y'all see I grabbed my second touchdown of the game, man. Let's go.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers.
We're up 21-13 in the third quarter now as the QB connects with me for a gain of 8. Facing another third down on the 3rd and 7. I got an easy first down, but he could not connect with me on this one. That pass rush must have got to him. They stood on scoring. We get the ball back. Headed across the field. He looking my way. I don't know who fault that is, man. I think that was a bad ball, but I don't know, man. Y'all let me know in the comments. Regardless, man, they get that interception, and that hurt us. Luckily, they only get a field goal out of this, making it 16-21. The 3rd and 4, he gonna deliver for that first down. At least I thought it was a first down. Apparently, we still had a 4th and 1. They go up 22 to our 21 as I catch a pass between the hashes. 2nd and 10, I got another out route to the left, trying to get around that defense, but he gonna bring me down after a gain of 7. As we moving down the field, I'm fading out to the right. He gonna throw a pass my way that gets intercepted for the 2nd time. And after him throwing that interception, man, we gonna end up taking the L. The final score being 22-21. A 1-point loss. Even though I did have a good game, I will not have bragging rights. And in that bottom right corner, y'all can see I ended the game with 17 receptions for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. But even after that loss, man, I had a few things to celebrate, winning National Offensive Player of the Week, along with the SEC Player of the Week. Next up, man, we up against Auburn, currently ranked number 14. They go up 10-0 before I even get my first reception. The QB gonna zip one out to me on the right side of the field for a gain of 21.
Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
Great job by the offense. Listen to the
Very next play lined up on the left side of the field. I'm cutting out. QB delivers my way for a gain of 8. 2nd and 2, I got an end route. He gonna go my way again. Nearly deflected, but I'm able to bring this one in for a decent game before being brought down.
It's Hines. Finally brought down at the 31. It's a pickup of 15 yards on the play.
2nd and 5 in the red zone. I'm fading out to the left where he gonna float one my way. And I make a nice grab, putting us on the board for 6.
Gamecocks snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
Auburn did not come to play, man. They went down and scored again, making it 17-7 as I snag another pass for 9 yards. 3rd and 1, and I got a go route. Not even caring about the safety help over top. I'm calling for that ball. He got all his trust in me, and I'm going to come down with another big grab, man. 40 seconds left in the half. I'm cutting out to the left for an easy touchdown completion.
Touchdown, South Carolina. Quick strike through the air for the score.
And that was a really big score here.
Score is now 14-20 in the 3rd quarter. I called for that ball thinking he gonna lob it, but nope, he gonna throw an interception. And to make matters worse, man, he gonna take this one all the way back. Down 27-14, he gonna deliver another pass my way, but I get lit up. Trying to get back into this one, I start fading the inside. He gonna deliver a pass between the hashes, and I dive for a nice catch. QB ends up throwing another interception, and they go up 27-14. I bring in another reception. Defense is playing zone, and I'm left wide open. The safety got to make a decision. But by the time he did, it was too late, man, with a big reception. Trying to cut back into this one, man. Like I said, I'm cutting out to the left. Defense is nowhere to be found for an easy touchdown. Making this my 3rd of the game. I'm the only one that scored on the team. We end up taking our 2nd loss back-to-back with the final score being 28-38. We're going to have to get this thing back on track. But I still put on the show with 15 catches for a crazy 255 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns on Heisman. Over the next few weeks, y'all boys, we started to get things back on track. First, we took on Mississippi State, but it wasn't a cakewalk, man. Their defense did their thing, keeping this from being a high-scoring game. We were still able to get that dub with the final score being 16-3, and I ended the game with 169 receiving yards off of 15 catches. And after that, we had another home game against the Florida Gators. Now, I honestly thought this would have been closer, but we demolished them with the final score being 45-17. And I had one of my more calmer games, finishing with 8 receptions for 78 yards and a touchdown. Last game of the regular season, y'all boys, and as y'all can see, we got a real challenge on our hands. Going up against Clemson. Our chances of going to the championship is pretty much dead, but we are bowl game eligible. But we are still looking to give Clemson an upset. Backed up in our own end zone off the rip. I get my first reception coming back to the pass for a gain of 8. Camera zoomed out, y'all know what that means, man. I get my second reception of the game off a deep end route while Clemson is up 7-0. 2nd and 14, man. We backed up a little bit. I'm trying to eat up some of those yards. Now I'm able to do so off of this dime. Moving down that field slowly but surely, I got a comeback route. Now I haul this one in right in front of the 30. It's supposed to be a streak, but I end up fading inside to give the QB a better look. We bring this one inside the 10.
Open, making plays. This dude has been unbelievable. He's being mentioned in the Heisman.
They score again, making it 7-14 as I eat off of this end route, picking up some extra yards before being brought down.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
Late in the half, the score is now tied 14-14, and I pick up my first touchdown of the game, giving us a 6-point lead before halftime. 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
The offense breaks the tie, takes the lead.
Started the third quarter, the score is 21-14. Backed up at a 2nd and 16, he's going to deliver a pass my way, and I get us that first down and more. Thunder into the inside and cutting back out, he's going to deliver a pass my way, and I'm able to get us a gain of 10 with this one. Inside the 20, I got a go route, but I'm cutting out to the left as soon as I get into the end zone for my second touchdown of the game.
Touchdown, Gamecocks. South Carolina starting to...
Fourth quarter, and we up 28-17. I'm fading out to the left. He's going to deliver a dot my way. They leave me wide open for my third of the game, man.
And they take it in for 6 more points.
Surprisingly, we putting a beating on Clemson with the score being 35-17, and I'm going to just add on to that. 4 touchdowns in 1 game on Heisman is crazy.
They built a comfortable lead and trying to hang on for a Week 13 victory.
So obviously, man, we end up putting a spanking on Clemson, winning that Palmetto Trophy, and we on cloud 9 right now, man. We put on a good show, and I also put on a good show, finishing this game with 218 receiving yards off of 14 receptions and 4 touchdowns. And by the end of the season, I had won the Fred Biletnikoff Trophy, first team All-SEC, first team All-American, freshman All-SEC, and freshman All-American. And after having a pretty good season, we ended up being invited to the Texas Bowl against Texas Tech, ranked number 25 in the nation. Here it is, man, the Texas Bowl, the last game of our season, last game of my freshman season, and I got to end it out on a bang. Moving down that field quick, and we already threatening to score, getting my first reception. They bring me down right outside the 20. First and goal, the defense sniffed out that screen pass, going absolutely nowhere. But on that 3rd and goal, I'm fading out to the left, leaving me wide open for the first touchdown of the game, putting us up early. They don't score, and we facing the 3rd and 10. He gonna pass it to me on his out route, but I'm stopped a few yards short. But we did go for it, and we got it. Now facing another 3rd down with 8 yards in front of us. I'm gonna get that. Juke one defender, swing out of a few tackles before being brought down close to that 30. But sadly, we don't score, and it's not a 3rd quarter. We still up 7-0. I bring in another big reception.
And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Coach called that jet sweep. QB gonna give me that handoff. Trying to get around that edge, man, but it's looking real slim. I only get a gain of 6 out of this. But that very next play on the 2nd and 4, I got a deep end route. He gonna shoot it my way, getting us right there outside the 30. Didn't get a chance to contribute much this game, but we did end up winning with the final score being 20-7. Being able to take that Texas Bowl trophy home with us. What a good way to end the season off, man, with a dub. Now I finished this game with 9 receptions for 91 yards and a touchdown. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my freshman year of college football. We had a few ups and a few downs, but hey, man, we ended up coming out on top.
Feeling young, but they treat me like the OG. And they want the T on me, I swear they is nosy. Said he put some money on my head, I guess we gon' see. I won't put no money on his head, my niggas owe me. I gotta be single for a while, you can't control me. Uno, those traits in a race, they can't hold me. And I show my face in a case, so you know it's me. Imitation isn't flattery, it's just annoying me. And I'm too about it. And the dirt that they threw on my name turn to soil.
So the last time y'all seen your boy, I had just finished my freshman season of college football, and I performed well enough to end my season winning the Fred Biletnikoff Award, amongst many others, which is what y'all saw in the intro when I was at the award ceremony. Now look, y'all, being the best receiver in college football comes with a lot of perks, as y'all could guess. And I must say, my life has changed completely, all in good ways, of course. I've been getting invited to multiple podcasts and interviews, you know, growing my brand and gaining that exposure. Cause all of this is gonna play a part when it comes time for me to enter my name into that draft. And on top of that, I've been blessed enough to get some more big name NIL deals. And hey man, I can't even lie, y'all. According to my agent, I'm one of the highest paid athletes in college. And even though money wasn't my motive, if I'm being honest, I mean, it was music to my ears, of course. And so y'all know I had to plan something special. Back home in Atlanta, Georgia, my family got together and threw a little cookout to celebrate my success. A few of my cousins, my aunts and uncles, a few of my guys that I went to high school with popped out. But most importantly, my mom was able to be there and celebrate with me also. Y'all know she been having her own struggles, but now she's out of the hospital and enjoying herself. And after hanging out for a while, I had to grab everybody's attention and make an announcement. So as everybody here probably know, right before I made my college commitment, I had a lot on my plate, you know, with my brother getting arrested. All of my scholarships were at risk. But instead of that slowing me down, I was able to find that motivation to get up and grind. And after doing that, I was able to have a great freshman season, and I'm in a much better place now. And I say that because, in a way, my mom was going through the same thing. But as y'all can see, she fought through it, and now she's in a better place also. So y'all clap it up for her, man. And y'all wait right here. I'm going to be right back. And y'all see it, man. I was able to give my mom her dream car. And as y'all can tell by everybody's reaction, they was all excited, especially her. And of course, before I left Atlanta, there was one more thing I had to do. I was finally able to go visit my brother in person. And I'm sure he's going through a lot, but from what I could see, he's doing all right. And for the unanswered question that everybody that's been watching since episode 1 is wondering, it turns out that nobody snitched on him, which means that he turned himself in. He knew I had a lot on the line, and his words to me was that brothers are supposed to look out for each other, and that's what he did. So while I did enjoy myself back home, it was time to come back to South Carolina and get myself ready for this upcoming season. There's a lot of high expectations for me, and I work best under pressure. So I know for sure I ain't gonna let nobody down. First game of the sophomore season, and to start things off, we up against number 6 ranked Miami, and we're ranked number 17. First play of the first drive, the DB right on my hip. It was supposed to be an out route, but I ended up making it a comeback, getting out of one tackle and picking up some extra yards before being pushed out of bounds. A few plays later, lined up in the slot, I got an out route. QB looks my way, and I get us inside the 10. Showing that I did not let up, man. I get 2 catches on the first drive and top it off with a touchdown, giving us that early lead against Miami. Already up 7-0, and we right back in the end zone. With that same exact route, I get my second touchdown of the game, putting us up 13-0.
This guy's starting to prove that he is a mismatch for this defense. Second touchdown of the day.
Beating that DB off the press, he gonna throw a dot between 2 defenders, and I bring this one in. 3rd and 16, lined up in that slot again. I got an in route, and he gonna look my way, getting us that first down and more. Miami don't know what to do. We are now up 17-0 as I catch a deep pass between the hashes.
He's got a man down the middle. He saw them at the 45, but that's good for a first down.
Chris, I cannot believe we're still in
4th quarter now. We are up 24-3 as I'm fading out to the left to receive a dime from my QB. Late in the game with a big lead, and coach still want to put the ball in the air. And off of this slant, he gonna look my way again, and I pick up some good yards.
They're trying to punch that ball out, do anything they can at all to get the ball back.
Another big play for this offense, Kirk. They are not.
First game of the season, and we came out and made a statement. Up against the number 6 ranked team, we came out and took a big dub with the final score being 34-6. Y'all see I had a big game with 171 receiving yards off 11 catches and 2 touchdowns. Feeling good coming off of a big win in the second game of the season. We up against the FCS school. Definitely expecting for this to be a cakewalk. First play of the game, I'm cutting out to the left, starting this one off right, making a nasty catch for a gain of 12. Later that drive on a 2nd and 7, I got a comeback route. QB goes my way, I slip out of one tackle, gaining some extra yards before getting popped. But it's all good, I got right back up. Down inside the red zone, looking to get our first 6 on the board, and I am able to do so, man, getting my first touchdown of the game. Early in the second game of the season, and I already got 3 touchdowns. So far, it's looking like I'm going to have another standout year.
This guy's going to be a force. You look at this offense, they find different ways to get him the football, different ways to use him. 3 times now, he's in.
First play of the second quarter, up 7. I'm just fading out to the flat and receive a heater for a gain of 7. Up 14 to zip in the second, and they completely screw up on his zone defense, leaving me wide open. And don't get me wrong, I know I ain't the fastest in the game, but when I see all that open field, ain't nobody finna catch me as I score my 2nd touchdown of the game. 4th of the season, man. Let's get it. Again, as expected, another blowout win. The final score being 38-0. We came out here and dominated once again like we should. And as y'all can see in that bottom right corner, I finished the game with 8 receptions for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. Game number 3, and we up against UNLV. One more dub, and it's considered a winning streak. Currently ranked number 7, and the whole team is feeling great right now. Coach been lining me up in the slot more frequently, as I do right here and bring in that catch off of that comeback route, losing one defender and picking up some big yards before being brought down. And I forgot to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I did change my number to number 6. I just think it looked better low-key. Up 7 zip, backed up in our own end zone. Got another comeback route. I slip out of one tackle, but I don't get far before being brought down. Starting this one off in motion. Taking off upfield with a head full of steam, fading out to the left. He gonna throw a dot my way for a big gain. It's dangerous when I get inside that red zone, man. Reaching across the DB's body to catch a nasty touchdown. And if y'all don't get it yet, I'm on a different type of timing this season.
And it's so underrated, the relationship between a QB and a wide receiver.
And yes, before y'all start getting suspicious, we still are on Heisman. Don't think I'm gonna be seeing y'all be hating in the comments. Up 14-0, right back in the slot. Cutting across the field, the QB gonna throw a dot my way. I get out of one tackle and get enough to get that first down. Yeah, we got a new quarterback, but just like last season, he don't mind throwing in a double coverage. When Quez Hans is in the area, going up and getting a mean head tap on 2 defenders. Stop playing with him. And I told y'all I'm on a different type of timing. Like, just look at it, man. This might be my best catch. Third quarter up 21-0. It's looking like it's going to be another blowout. But as y'all can see, I'm still making big plays. 3rd and 7, trying to keep this drive alive. He going to go my way off an in route, picking up that first down and more. A few plays later with a go route. Look how beautiful this pass is. Only to where I can get it. Perfect pass, setting us up in great field position. So we score again, making it 28-0. Got like a little fake slant comeback, getting past those defenders, juking out one before being brought down. Still on that same drive, getting closer and closer to the end zone. I got a corner route. QB gonna throw a dot my way, and I get us right outside the end zone. Low-key can't believe we cooking these teams like this on Heisman mode. We take another blowout victory with the final score being 38-0. Boy had a huge game with 277 receiving yards off of 19 catches and a touchdown. I mean, these is like video game numbers or something. After one away game, we are right back on the home turf, taking on the infamous Texas Longhorns. Definitely our biggest test of the season so far. Hey man, we looking to stay undefeated. Things did start off a little rough on the 3rd and 18. He gonna throw in the triple coverage, and I can't bring this one in. So they go up a field goal, and I got a comeback route, able to get out of one tackle, lose the defense, stiff arm another defender before being brought down.
It's a nice game. You move the football up to the 27.
That was pretty.
2nd and 7, moving down that field. I got an out route. The QB gonna throw a beam my way, getting us up past that 40 before stepping out of bounds. Sadly, we have to punt the ball off. They go up 6-0. On the 3rd and 14, I bring in another reception for a big gain in that first down. We finally get a field goal, and on the 3rd and 1, we gonna lob a pass my way, but I cannot bring this one in, man. I'm not feeling like myself. But they go up 13 to R3 late in the 3rd quarter. I'm cutting out to the left, and I make a nice catch on that sideline. Thankfully, one of my boys, Malik Clark, gets into that end zone, making it 10-13 if we get that field goal. It is now a 3-point game. I got another comeback route for a gain of 10. Minute 40 left in the game, but we in that red zone, so y'all know what that means. I'm looking to get open, and I do. Scoring my first touchdown of the game and putting us on top late in the game, man. So in the last minutes of the game, we just barely scraped by Texas, taking that dub with the final score being 17-13. I still had a good game, finishing with 104 receiving yards off of 8 catches and a touchdown. After checking Texas off the list, I've now moved up to rank number 3 in the nation. And as y'all can see, for game number 5, we were up against Kentucky. But man, I don't know what happened, but we start this game off pretty shaky too, with the first play of the game being a fumble and a turnover. So they go up 7-0. I beat the DB off the line, and the QB throws a beautiful ball in between 2 defenders for a big gain, getting us up past midfield. Back-to-back receptions. This time I got an out route. The QB gonna look my way again. Get out of 1 tackle, but I don't get much before being brought down. 2nd and 10 coming out of the slot. I got another out route. He gonna float one my way, and this one gets us at a 3rd and inches. 2nd quarter, and the score is now 3-7. We're down. And I make the catch right before being met with the defense.
He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Facing another 3rd down, I'm just looking to get that first, and I do off of this comeback. Another 3rd and 7, and another comeback route works to perfection, getting us that 1st down and more. We end up having to settle for another field goal, making it 6-7, as I bring in another reception off an end route. My chance to get us our first touchdown, and it slips right through my fingers. It is now 3rd and goal, but I'm determined to get that touchdown that I dropped, spinning out of 1 tackle and taking this up to get into that end zone for the first 6 of the game.
Job on their final drive of the first half, David. Calm, cool, collected. They had balance.
4th quarter, and the score is now 21-18. We're up. I can't really get no big plays, but I'm cooking off these comeback routes, so I stick with it. 3rd and 11, the QB audibles me to a corner route, and he gonna throw it my way, and I'm wide open to catch it. And after a hard-fought game, and we end up taking that win with the final score being 21-18. But these teams are starting to get closer than we like, but I finished the game with 128 receiving yards off of 12 catches and a touchdown. After going 5-0, we are now ranked number 2, going up against another team that's 5-0, ranked number 8, Tennessee. This is going to be another good test for us. My first reception of the game, we had a 2nd and 7, and I got a comeback route, and I bring this one in. Trying to hit him deep early in the game, he going to throw a dot only to where I can get it. And of course, I make that catch, getting us inside the red zone.
He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
And I love it when quarterbacks attack the
Tennessee looking like they not ready to play, man. I get the easiest touchdown I'll probably get all season, giving us that early lead in the game.
Touchdown, South Carolina.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open, and he was able to locate the football.
Up 7-0 on the 2nd and 4, I complete a short comeback route for a gain of 3. We don't get that first down. Tennessee scores a field goal, but fading out to the right, the QB gonna throw a dot my way, and I pick up some big yards.
Talented they are, and David, they're putting that on display each and every week here in SEC play.
I've never seen a comeback route work so good so often. It seems like every time I catch one, I'm able to get past that defense for some extra yards. Trying to get down that field and score a touchdown, I'll start this one off in motion again, fading out to the left. QB gonna lob one deep, and I'm able to bring this one in, getting us right outside that 10-yard line. Inside the red zone, I got a slant, and again, I get behind that defense way too easy for another elementary touchdown. I don't know what's going on with Tennessee defense, but hey, I ain't complaining.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence.
Score is now 14-6. Late in the 2nd quarter, I receive another dime. It is now the 3rd quarter. The score still remains the same. And on the 3rd and 2, I catch a short reception for that first. He don't score on that last drive, and they don't either. Fading out to the right, he gonna throw a dot my way, and I pick up another big gain.
Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play.
Not gonna lie, that DB was low-key getting the best of me, but off of this comeback, I'm able to adjust, bring in that reception, get out of 1 tackle, but I don't go anywhere. Trying to stretch that lead late in the game, I got another comeback route, and I grab my 3rd of the game.
Strike through the air for the score. No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the
last play of the 3rd quarter. On the 3rd and 2, he gonna give it out to me in the flat, but I don't get enough for that first down. In a close game with it being 21-13. Luckily, even after them getting the ball back, they don't score. Me and the QB connect for another big play. Coach know I can catch, but he gonna add another aspect to the game off of the toss, and I take this one up for a decent amount of yards, getting set up with some great blocks, getting us past midfield. This is a very important drive. Late in the 4th quarter, up 21-13. On that 3rd and 10, I'm going to get us that first down and keep it going. Another close game, but we came out on top again with the final score being 24-13. I had another huge standout game with 237 receiving yards off of 19 catches and 3 touchdowns, man, going crazy.
Set on the college football playoff and a national championship. They have that kind of talent. They're not surprised they're 6-0.
Mr. Hines, this court has carefully reviewed the facts of your case, your conduct during incarceration, and the time you have already served. The charge against you was a serious one: public endangerment involving an unregistered firearm. Such actions place the public at risk and cannot be taken lightly. However, over the course of your sentence, you have met every requirement placed before you. You have completed your time, participated in the programs offered to you, and, according to the records, maintained good behavior throughout your incarceration. It is the decision of this court that you have satisfied the terms of your punishment in full. You are hereby released from custody, effective immediately, with no further obligations to this court. Mr. Hines, this is a rare opportunity. Not everyone who comes through this room gets the chance to walk out with a clean slate. I urge you to use this freedom wisely, to stay away from trouble and to make choices that will lead to a better life for yourself and those who care about you. The mistakes of your past do not have to define your future. This case is now closed. You are free to go.
Never lie, even if they tell. Sweet lullabies that come with the smell of a dozen roses flipping down a green hill. You living in a world that comes with their
Dang, twin, it feels so good to be home. I ain't even for the front like I wasn't in there going through it. But it's all good though, I put through. Head high like a soldier, but you look like you doing pretty good yourself, little bro. Look like you done got you some money. Now for real, how you been doing though, my boy?
I mean, I've been good, you feel me? I can't complain. You know, they start paying in college, like, I got different brand deals and stuff. So yeah, I've been doing pretty good for myself. I'm just glad you and mom is back home now. That's what I was really worried about, but now everything back to normal, we good now.
Nah, that was up. I'm already knowing. So it look like you need to celebrate just as much as I do. I'm ready to have some fun.
Nah, bro, you ain't ready to have nothing until you get that mess off the top of your head.
Nah, go ahead on, bro.
I'm really real. I'm real. I'm really, really real. I'm real. Cause before you know it, everything's gone.
I promise that I know you very well. Your eyes never lie, even if they fail. Out the sky, and your optics turn stale. With a bold that's green, I can see you fit the bill. I'm living in a world that comes with plan B.
So as y'all just seen, man, after going up against Arkansas for the 5th game of the season, which was actually a pretty hard fought game, but as y'all know, I made some big plays along the way. I was able to score a big touchdown for us. And at the end of the game, we had barely just defeated Arkansas with the score being 28-21, remaining undefeated. While I had a good game for 144 receiving yards with 12 catches and a touchdown, we had a bye week after this game, and that's when I came down here to Atlanta, and I was able to catch my brother's court date, as y'all seen, and he got released. Now, of course, this was a big moment for not just me, but my whole family. I mean, if y'all been watching since episode 1, then y'all know for a minute, it felt like my family was going downhill. But then my mom got released from the hospital and my brother's released from prison. So y'all can only imagine the excitement I'm feeling right now. And believe me, we gonna need it because we finna go on a little stretch against good teams. And if we wanna have a shot at getting that championship, we gonna all have to go out there and ball, especially me. Starting with the 13th ranked team in the country, which is Georgia. Now y'all know every time we play Georgia, it's more meaningful to me because that's where I'm from. So it's only right I come out here and dominate, catching my first touchdown pass of the game. Late in the second, we up 17-7 as I got an out route, but that gets picked off. And even though I chased him down for the tackle, it changed the whole momentum of the game.
And you see these guys rush the quarterback most of the time, but how confused.
They end up kicking a field goal, making it 10-17. I'm coming out of the slot. QB finds me, take off for one tackle, and I'm on my way to the end zone, man. Nobody gonna stop me. Adding on to that lead, man. Let's go. And once again, we were able to come out on top and remain undefeated with the final score being 24-17. And as y'all can see in that bottom right corner, I had 12 receptions for 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. Next up, we had an away game against Auburn. And I got busy at the start of the game, man. It's the first drive, I got an out route. I slipped one tackle, juke defenders out their shoes, and take off until I get past that 20. And also on that first drive is when I would get my first touchdown off a comeback, just barely getting it past that pylon. Coming back from that 2-minute warning, the score is now 14-7. For inside slant, I'm still making some big plays. Late in the third quarter, the score is 24-14. QB throwing in a double coverage, but it's all good because I'm bringing that one in. 3rd and 10, starting off in motion. Started the fourth quarter, looking to get that first down and keep this drive going. I'm fading out to the left. The QB going to deliver a dot my way, and we get past that 20. So we take another win with the final score being 30-21. 3 games left on the season. We could go undefeated all the way. I finished the game with 232 receiving yards, 17 catches, and a touchdown. Right back on the home turf where we took on Mississippi State. And just being real, man, even though this is a good team, they must not have had their heads in the game because this was a cakewalk for us. Taking that win with the score being 31-7, a complete blowout. Now finished with 227 receiving yards, 16 catches, and 2 touchdowns. Going crazy. 2 games left in the regular season, and for game number 11, we up against Florida. But on our first drive of the game at a 3rd and 14, we fumble the ball and Florida recovers it, man.
That is priceless. Losing possession, turning the ball over, that kills.
So they start with a 7-0 lead, and my first reception of the game comes off a comeback route for a gain of 12. But that drive gets stalled and they go up 14-0. I beat my DB off the press and make a big play. And on our 3rd drive of the game, I was doing a lot on that field, man. He was looking my way often, and I was coming in the clutch, I can't lie. Trying to keep this score from getting out of hand on the deep end route, he gonna throw a dot my way for my first touchdown of the game. A 3rd down that could possibly tie this game up if we get that first. Y'all know I'm coming in the clutch and doing that. Starting this one off in motion, I got a short slant. He gonna go my way. I pick up a decent amount of yards after the catch, breaking the defender out of his shoes, slipping out of some tackles before being brought down past that 20. But we ended up settling for a field goal, and now the score is 21-10. Off another short slant, I'm breaking out of a few tackles before picking up some extra yards and getting that first down. 3rd quarter, and we had a 3rd and 10 with the score still being 21-10. Off a deep slant, he gonna throw a dot my way, and I pick up some big yards. Showing off my footwork off the line, beating that DB off the press, he gonna throw a laser my way, and I take this into the end zone, man. Trying to cut into that lead, coach wants us to go for that 2-point conversion. QB leads me a little too much on his comeback route, but luckily I do not go down without a fight, man. Getting into that end zone for that 2-point conversion. But they go down and score again, making it 28-18. Down 10 points in the 4th quarter. QB takes a shot to the end zone that I don't catch, but it's a flag on the play, pass interference. But sadly, we have to kick a field goal, making it 21-35. They scored again. But on the opposite side of things, I'm having the game of my career. QB goes to his favorite target, and y'all see I deliver, man, with a huge gain. I wish I could have gotten that end zone, but I get hawked down. After that big play, I get rewarded off of this comeback route for another touchdown. But sadly, man, it was not enough. We end up taking our first loss of the season with the final score being 28-35. Florida dethrones us from an undefeated record, man. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I just had the best game of my career. 22 receptions, 362 yards, and 3 touchdowns on Heisman is crazy. Last game of the regular season, but certainly not least, y'all see we are on the road against Clemson. First drive of the game, I get my first reception. The 2nd and 10 off a comeback route, break out of a few tackles before being brought down. And later in that drive off of that same exact play, I'm going to get my first touchdown of the game, putting us on top early.
Fired in from the red zone for the score.
They don't score, and we get that ball right back in great field position. He throws it a little bit behind me off of this out route, but I'm able to gain some positive yards, getting us inside the 10. 3rd and goal, we right there on the edge of the end zone, and he throws a complete laser for that touchdown, giving me my 2nd of the game. 3rd quarter, and the score is now 14-7. QB's looking my way off of the slant, throws a dime. I bring this one in and take off for some extra yards, hurdle the defense, slip a tackle, juke 2 defenders before being brought down right in front of that 20.
And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30+.
And while we got all the momentum in the world, finna add 6 to the board, the QB fumbles the rock. To make matters worse, the defense is gonna scoop it up, and he makes his way all the way to the end zone, tying the game up with an extra point. 4th quarter, and the score is now 21-14. The QB will deliver a bomb downfield for another touchdown. And that will put a seal on this game, man. We come out on top, winning the Palmetto Trophy for the second time. And I finished this game with 10 receptions for 132 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. So we finished off the regular season only losing 1 game, and the playoffs is looking real good for us. As long as we play as well as we know we can, we should be looking at a championship game.
Oh, that's nuts, Millie.
Congratulations, Mr. Hines. Once you get done signing those papers, you will now be a homeowner. Welcome to the beautiful state of Arizona.
Got no one that back calling me splurge. Let me jump right off the curb. Make this man fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word. Can't be my equal, I don't know what you heard. Crack up the phone, I swear. Keep me a stick if they purge. I don't wanna, they wrecking my nerves. I'm about to pause the serve. Give this like a perm. Smack from the back of a perm. Ice, the bird. You know, all you little turds. Can't take that but you turn. In my own lane, we can't merge. So with no hands, you can learn. Let's see how much you can earn. Why me go big like the worm? And I ain't smoking.
Alright, y'all, now look, I know y'all might be a tad bit confused because the last thing y'all seen was your boy getting ready for the playoffs in my sophomore season. But look, man, don't y'all even worry because I'm finna fill in that gap for y'all. The college football playoffs, where South Carolina has a chance to take it all the way. And it was made pretty clear that all eyes will be on me, which is a lot of pressure, especially for a sophomore. We started off going up against Alabama for the conference championship game. And as y'all could guess, I came out here on fire. First play of the game, I was already making big plays. Slipping out of tackles, picking up big yards on the ground, stiff-arming defenders, doing everything I could to get us this win. After having a real good game, a close-fought game, we ended up taking that win by 3 points with the score being 27-24. I was feeling great, the team was feeling great, and after being SEC champions, we was unstoppable, leading us to go on and defeat Texas in the Peach Bowl with the final score being 28-24. Then packing up Penn State with a 31-19 win, bringing us to the college football national championship game against USC. Yes, sir, man. Y'all see it. We had came so far this season, but the job was still not done. While we was looking forward to becoming national champions. And hey, man, just being real, your boy was on one all night. With my second touchdown coming late in the third quarter to give us our first lead of the game. And after battling it out against USC for a long 4 quarters, taking care of the ball and putting some big plays together, South Carolina would be named the new national champion. And man, this was a great feeling. We only lost 1 game this whole season, played as a team, and grinded our way to a 28-17 win over USC. And after winning a national championship, I was left to make a decision, which was, do I stay here at South Carolina for my junior season and try to run it back, or do I change the scenery a little bit? Well, I did in fact come to a conclusion, where I would be leaving South Carolina for reasons I felt like was valid. My family is back together again back home in Georgia. My brother's out of prison, my mom's out the hospital. I will be losing my quarterback to the draft, and I wanted to leave on a high note. I mean, what's better than a national championship? So after feeling like my work at South Carolina was done, I packed up and moved back home with my family in Georgia, becoming a Georgia Bulldog. Now, much like at South Carolina, as soon as I transferred to Georgia, all eyes was on me. And even though I was adjusting to a new offense, I still came out game 1 and dominated. Now, with Georgia being known as a powerhouse and with the addition of Quez Hines, everybody had high expectations of us. But sadly, the first game of the season against Miami would determine how the rest of the season went. Now, don't get me wrong, on my end, I did what I was supposed to. But it still wasn't enough with the final score being 16-3. And to make matters worse, our quarterback threw 4 interceptions, and the rest of the season, it just went downhill, man. It got ugly quick. I mean, we began to take loss after loss after loss. And after taking too many L's, it was clear that Georgia wasn't going to be that same threat. But despite us having a losing season, I was still balling out. To the point where I was breaking records. One for the most receiving touchdowns, and I broke another for the most receiving yards. And having that type of season led me to win the most prestigious trophy in college football, which was that Heisman, amongst many others. After putting together a great college career, it was time to take that next step. Now, with me feeling like I showed the scouts everything they needed to see by completely dominating all my competition, I elected to not do the full combine. Only thing I did do was the 40. Now, I know I did have some speed behind me, but I wasn't the fastest in college. But I was still expecting to put up a good number.
We expected him to test very well here, and he did not disappoint. That's one of the best times we'll see today.
And after performing well on my 40-yard dash, I was just ready for time to hurry up and pass so I can hear my name get called.
About that scat. He stood on business, now he laying on his back. Ask around, I be rapping number fast. We the reason all these niggas running track. You ain't never stuck, you can't tell me a thing. I got big kahunas and I'm letting them hang. Keep my mouth closed and that's never gonna change. You get in the jam and go to pointing the blame. I ain't let it slide, I was sharpening aim. Smoking on my brothers, got his love slain. You know it's smoke cause they ain't even take off his chain. Say it's up with me, up, let's do cocaine. Want it all, I won't leave a breadcrumb. What I thought a nigga said something. Thought a nigga said something. G-Block, all we know is red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. G-Block, all we know is red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum.
And that brings us here, man. As y'all can see, your boy got drafted to Arizona, the 23rd pick. And to be honest, man, I didn't even waste no time. I went searching for a house immediately. And that's when I found this beautiful crib out here in the desert. Nice and isolated, away from everything. Now, before y'all start thinking I just blew all my money on a crib for one person, that is not the case, man. I had my whole family move out here with me. So I had to make sure that everybody was able to get their own room and everything. And yeah, man, I can't lie. I do miss Georgia, but I love it out here in Arizona. And I could definitely get used to this crib. I mean, this ain't even feel real compared to where we came from. But outside the house, man, I'm just happy to be able to take care of my family. It's like the best feeling in the world. Got my brother out here enjoying life. My grandpa's out here. And my deuce, man. It finally feel like we winning. Y'all see it, your boy done came a long way, man, making my pro debut. First game of the season, we up against the Saints. Now look, I gotta come out here and show that I'm still unguardable. I don't care what league I'm in. Saints already up 7-0. On the 2nd and 2, instead of running the ball, we gonna put it in the air, find that open space in that zone defense, and Kyler Murray gonna throw a dot. And with that, the first catch of my NFL career goes for 31 yards. Started the second quarter on that same drive, facing the 4th and 3. I'm wide open again with enough to get us that first down, but he misses me on this one. Late in the second, and before you know it, we down 14-0. Fading out to the right, Kyler Murray throwing my way again, and I'll drop a pass that I would have made 1,000 times in college. It is now the third quarter, and me and Kyler Murray got to work on some chemistry because this is the second time I was wide open, but he threw it behind me. 1st and 10, I got a short little in route. He going to throw it my way. Fight for yards after the catch, but don't get much.
And he's halting after about a 6-yard pickup.
3rd and 3, I'm supposed to have a corner route, but before I could even break out on my route, the ball was already in the air, so I just made the play for a big gain. Another 3rd down, and I got a short slant. Somehow he threaded that needle, and I get us the first. 4th quarter in the red zone, and we can't let this be a shutout. And I got a slant. It couldn't have been any easier. He makes the quick pass, and we get our first touchdown. I get my first touchdown of my NFL career.
It's job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed.
2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. It's supposed to be a fade ball, but I got safety help over the top, so I cut back to the ball and make an easy catch. And sadly, for the first game of the season, we take a L. The final score being 7-17, but I had a decent game, especially for an NFL debut, finishing with 7 receptions for 89 yards and a touchdown.
Store. It's the Carolina Panthers. Zona Cardinal.
Second game of the season is at home versus the Carolina Panthers. 2nd and 10, and much like the last game, I start this one off finding the space in that zone defense for a gain of 21 off the rip. Moving down that field slowly but surely, I'm cutting into the inside. We gonna throw a dot for an easy gain of 10. Coming back from the 2-minute warning, now Carolina is up 9-7. But y'all see your boy come down with a huge catch.
Throwing downfield, right side, and it's caught.
Late in the 3rd quarter, Carolina is up 17-10. Off an out route, QB goes my way for a gain of 8. Later that same drive, lined up on the left this time. Got another out route for an easy completion. Before you know it, we facing the 4th and 3. Supposed to be a fade ball. I get open somehow and make this catch. Brought down inside the 10. At the end of regulation, the game was tied, so now we in overtime. They got a field goal, but we trying to put it to rest with a touchdown as I make a big reception right here. 2nd and 9, they playing zone defense. I got an out route. Kyler Murray looks my way, and I make an easy catch. And later, the halfback would do the rest, man. Get into that end zone. My boy James Conner is going to give us the win. So just like that, man, we take that dub in overtime with the final score being 20-23. And I had a real active day. Finishing the game with 9 receptions for 143 yards, no touchdowns, but hey, that's still pretty solid numbers if you ask me. After a close game against the Carolina Panthers, we take on the 49ers for the 3rd game of the season. They already start off with a touchdown. The first play of the game does not go as planned because somehow, some way, we end up fumbling on the first play of the game. And on top of that, bro got a good return off of it.
Really emphasize turning into a runner as soon as possible.
Luckily, they don't score, and now we got the ball back trying to make something happen. I got a deep in route. Kyler Murray going to throw a dot my way, and we get close to that 10. Very next play, I got an out route, trying to sell it more by cutting in, and he going to throw it past my way. I make a nice catch, but it's out of bounds. Again, trying to go my way for 6 off a fade. The defense is able to break this one up. But Kyler Murray would take matters into his own hands and run it into the end zone for our first 6, tying the game up. They go up 10 to our 7. Fading into the inside, he gonna throw a perfectly timed ball my way, and I come down with a huge catch. It is now the 3rd quarter, and the score remains the same. I had a corner route, but I had way too much inside leverage, so I just cut on the inside and made a big gain. So we don't score, and it's now the 4th quarter. They're up 17-7. Got a deep goal ball. I don't know how I got behind the defense because he was playing off-man coverage, but I make a huge freaking catch. Getting into that end zone for my 2nd touchdown of the season. Hey, man, shout out Kyler Murray for throwing an absolute bomb like that. That was on target and everything.
And get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting.
San Francisco has to settle for a field goal, making it 20-14. And with a chance to take the lead, man, we're going to fumble the ball again.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes...
And with that turnover, they would end up taking the win, with the final score being 26-14. And we now have a 1-2 record. And I finished this game with 8 receptions for 163 yards and a touchdown. Shout out to that big catch I made. Game 4 of this season, we up against the Seattle Seahawks. Back at home, and today we're rocking our new rival uniform. They start off taking the lead by a field goal. And I know Marvin is cold and everything, but why is Kyler Murray throwing in a double coverage first play of the game? As y'all can see, man, that ends up getting intercepted. Starting off 2 games in a row with a turnover. They only get another field goal as I make my first reception, cutting across the middle, picking up some yards before being brought down in front of that 50. Push back to a 2nd and 14, find some open space across the middle again, get all those yards back plus more, making a huge play, getting us inside the red zone. 3rd quarter, Seattle got the lead with the score being 12-7 as Kyler Murray finds me open downfield for another big catch. Later that drive, I get open again on the inside. For deep end route, he gonna throw a dot my way. And I'm able to get some extra yards on the ground before being brought down inside the 5. 4th and goal, and we going for it, man. I got a short crossing route, and he gonna go my way, but I don't know what kind of pass this was, man. He threw it behind me and off target. Luckily, they don't score, and we get the ball back again with another chance to get on top in the 4th quarter. As y'all see, Kyler Murray threading the needle to me, leading us to a big play. After putting a huge drive together, man, we got 17 seconds left in the 4th. Facing another 4th down with no choice but to score if we want to win. And with me coming out of the slot, I got an out route, and he's able to throw a dot my way, and we get that touchdown, putting us on top with seconds left in the game.
And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
And just like that, man, a rookie comes in clutch and makes the game-winning catch, pushing us to a 2-2 record. I finished this game with 8 receptions again for 136 yards and a touchdown. 5th game, right back at home, taking on Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans. Starting my night off with a quick catch, picking up some yards on the ground after for a gain of around 15. 3rd and 1, and I can't lie, man. I don't know what be going through Kyler Murray's head. Whatever it is, keep doing it, because he going to try me in one-on-one. And look who wins that battle with a nice catch, flipping sides of the field that quick. Just look at it, man. I know I called for the ball, but I was not expecting him to throw that. But hey, man, he believed in me. He going to air out that deep ball, and I make a huge play. In the very next play, my boy James Conner going to do the rest, getting us into that end zone. The Titans do not score, keeping the score at 7-0. I receive a quick dot off a slant for a gain of 8. We are now up 10-zip, and I want y'all to see I'm actually following the routes. Well, majority of the time, I'm following the route, and I'm still making plays.
He's got his man. Right side. It's complete.
Lined up in the slot, Kyler Murray fakes the handoff and looks immediately towards me, getting open off an out route for a nice chunk of yards. Cutting inside, and he gonna throw a dot my way again, getting us past that 10 before being brought down. And we end up taking 2 back-to-back wins. This time it was a shutout with the final score being 0-17. I don't know what was going on with Cam Ward, man. But I ain't complaining because we got that dub. I had a pretty good game, finishing with 6 receptions for 130 yards and no touchdowns. Hey, y'all boys, I can't complain. So far, my NFL career is off to a great start. I've only played 1 game under 100 receiving yards, and that was the first one. I mean, it don't get no better. But let me know if y'all enjoyed this video, man. Hopefully, y'all did. Let me know in the comments if I should keep this series going. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And with that being said, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.